Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live. We are back live. We're here Sunday. You know the score, man. Unfiltered podcast with the brothers in the building. We got man like Ash in the building. Ash, what are you saying, bro?
Oh, mate, felt great that yesterday, didn't it? Do you know what I mean? Amazing that we needed that. We needed that. That was especially for the way we've had to deal with this season and all the nonsense surrounding it and stuff. That was must need. It was fantastic. And you know what? I watched it with my kids. My kids 4 and 6, Riley and Cody, and it was probably their first experience of an FA Cup final. Any kind of winners, Man United. Hopefully that lives with him, that stays with him now. So I was absolutely buzzing with it, excited, and it's nice. It's nice to end the season on a positive because I'm being. You know what? There's so many things revolving it. Being back in Europa, back in Europe. Do you know what I mean? The fact that we've got Thursday games, and it's just big. It's big. So pleasure to be as always on a Sunday and kind of unfold and talk about it all, and pleasure to be with the boys and the chat and that, and we'll discuss. We'll discuss.
Yeah, man. As well. Double A was there with your daughter yesterday, watching the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Big
man.
up to you, man, as well.
Yeah, saying? Obviously good to see the boys. Good to be here. Like Ash saying yesterday was fantastic. Still not proper over it, to be honest with you, mate. It's one of them. I'm old school. Like, listen, after Champions League's taken a lot of importance within football, as you can imagine. But for me, growing up, it was always League, FA Cup. Every season, I'm still bang up for winning the FA Cup. And the fact we've gone and done it is amazing. And especially after the season we've had as United fans.
Yeah, facts.
To have that last day of the season, to stop that lot having the last laugh over us, regardless of what they've done this season, is beautiful. So really, like I say, yeah, watched it with Thea, and her singing and buzzing about it was brilliant. But it knackered her out. 5 minutes after that video and photo, she was asleep on the couch. You know what I mean? Like, this is the one United game you don't want to be sleeping through because we're actually playing decent.
Trust me.
But now, good. But yeah, big up to all the boys being here. The best chat on YouTube, and yeah, I'm looking forward to dissecting yesterday. It was brilliant.
Absolutely, man, and flawless, man. You know what I mean? Man, superstar flawless playing at Wolves Stadium. I see you. Ball, yeah. I see you. Come on. Love. United to sign you, man. INEOS first new signing, man. I'm telling you.
Hard work, man. Too much hard work.
Can't be any worse than some of these boys, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
That's true. That is true. That is true. I could match technically with some of these, especially some of our midfielders. But yeah, big up. You know what I'm saying? Love for having me on, Saeed. Always great to be on the show. And it's great to be here on such a positive note and a positive vibe. This is the most positive intro we've had all season long. Look at the smiles. Look at the joy everyone's got.
Man.
Well, winning. Look at the smiles, man. Everybody's smiling, man. Everybody happy. Like that's what it is. Like
Leeds lost today as well.
Yeah, and adding into it, Leeds lost.
You know what I'm saying?
Leeds lost.
That just to make the weekend even sweeter, they lost. Like where we won, so that's beautiful as well. So yeah, man, over the moon about winning the FA Cup. Man, it was a long shot, but obviously we'll get into the game. But yeah, ecstatic, still over the moon about it, still overjoyed. Another trophy as well. I can't remember when's the last time we went back to back seasons winning trophies. Like we need to get back to that. So I like that. League Cup last season, FA Cup this season. Like it's a good omen and can be a good start or something. Need to consistently get back to that. It can't just be City winning trophies year in, year out. And to beat them in the final as well, especially after last year also. Yeah, over the moon about it.
Yeah, man. And then we get news about Guardiola. Apparently, he's looking to apparently expected to leave this next summer in 2025. You know, I don't know whether it's true or not, but you know what I mean? Eras did come to an end maybe in some ways. You know what I mean? Albeit he might be leaving Ten Hag as well. You know what I mean? Like, it's mad. All three of them leaving in one summer? You know what I mean? Or a couple of summers apart. It's crazy, man. Yeah, Pep had enough. You know what I mean?
No Pep, no club. And then, obviously, like you said, Ten Hag could be leaving as well. Right? Big changes. Yeah. Big changes.
Yeah. It's mad, you know. And then Chelsea getting a new manager as well. It's all mad, you know. You know what I mean? Then I'm seeing shameless Arsenal fans saying, yeah, it's the Arteta era starts now. I'm like, broski.
What, finish second?
Yourself.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Relax yourself.
Arteta era, you know, and Ten Hag has won more than him. That's the craziest.
Isn't it? Bro. This is why I will always say, yeah, guys, yeah, like never dismiss cups, man. You know what I mean? Like Carabao Cup. You know what I mean? Next year, I want to win the Europa League. I want to win it, man. I don't know where it's going to be. Is it going to be in like Budapest or something? Where's the Europa?
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good question.
Europa League final. Let me see where it's held next year, 2025. Like, do you get it? Like, it's going to be in Estadio de San Mams. It's in Bilbao. Oh,
yeah, Bilbao. Yeah, let's say Bilbao.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Mames. Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, big, beautiful new stadium, that as well.
Unfiltered podcast away day for that one, boys.
Yeah, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. Do you know what I mean? So, listen, I want to win all the trophies, man. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, I'll give credit. Listen, one thing I will say, yeah, Ten Hag, you know what? Fair play for taking the trophy seriously. He's been in 3 finals. He's taking them serious. Fair play to him, man. You did your thing. You know what I mean? We want to see trophy. We don't want to be like an Arsenal where we're like, yo, we want to wait for the bigger fish to fry, as they say. Go win the trophies, man. And he did it. You know what I mean? So, fair play to him, man. Yeah.
For all the negative things we've had to say about him over the season, one thing that he does seem to do is accumulate trophies. He accumulates finals, doesn't he? Like how he's got there and how he's able to kind of get the players together to be able to do that. It's been impressive. You look at the Liverpool win as well. That was a big win, that, and no one was expecting us to go and beat City. I don't care what you say, Andrew. I mean, no one was expecting us to beat City going into that game yesterday, and the way we played, the way we performed, albeit, I mean, as much as we've got to say Ten Hag's done well, I feel like a lot of these players, they are game raisers. Whenever it is a big game, the game motivates them more than the manager motivates them. But put that aside, he went with the right tactics. Do you know what I mean? He went with his false 9, and we played well. We a 4-2-4 in the middle. We kind of contained them, and we played well, and he set us up nicely. So there's, I feel like all the talk of him leaving and stuff. I'm glad if he's gonna go, it wasn't done yesterday, because if it had been sacked yesterday, I think it'd have spoiled it. It'd have soured it a little bit. The fact that there's now talk of a month's review, I like that. I like the fact that we can look at it, calm down a little bit, reassess what happened on the season, overall the season, all these flaws that are still there, that still exist, but also allow us to enjoy the FA Cup final, allow him to enjoy it as well. So I like the way INEOS have handled that, to be honest. Even though we did get the leaks a little bit early, which we shouldn't be getting.
Yeah, exactly. Kron King says, I'd rather know Europa League such as a thorn in his side, especially if a new manager comes in, they need to drill the team with their tactics and no distractions. You know what it is, though? I'll be real with you, yeah? Europa League might be our best option to get in the Champions League. I'll be real with you. I don't think we're going to get top 4 next season or top 5. I think we're finishing 6th, 7th again. Like, genuinely, guys.
There is a lot of variables, but you just said it at the start of the show about targeting trophies. Why would you not want to be if you're in the Europa League? Obviously, the ideal thing is to be in the Champions League. It's the creme of European competitions. But if you happen to be in the Europa League, why not win it? What is I don't understand that. What is the downside to targeting that trophy? What is the downside to winning football matches? What is the downside to not only winning the European competition, it also gets you back into the Champions League as well? I don't get that rhetoric and that thought process. If you are in the Europa League, and on top of that, because of the new format, someone said this to me on my channel yesterday, but I forgot who it was.
Yeah,
I think it might have been CP in regards to because of the new format in the Champions League. Champions League teams don't drop down, do they?
No, they don't.
So then that makes it like, look, you don't have to worry about a juggernaut or quality side potentially dropping down from the Champions League into the Europa League. So yeah, 110%. If you're in the Europa League, win it. And I think for the new manager, you definitely should target it. I said that last season about Ten Hag, and I still think we should have won that because we were the best team in the competition, in my opinion. But hey, we lost. Yeah, target it. Why not that and top 4? Obviously, there's a lot of variables, like you said, in regards to where we will finish in the league, but it depends on who's going to be managing certain clubs. What certain clubs do in the transfer window. What do we do in the transfer window? Who's managing us? There's all of these things. Yeah, I agree, Zito. We should top 4 should just be bare minimum.
You know what's worrying there though, Flawless.
Yeah,
you know this season, if we do get a new manager, he's gonna have no time with his squad. because we've got the Euros. So by the time he gets a lot of these players back, it's going to be like end of July, early August. So he's going to have maybe a couple of weeks at most to kind of get them into his ideas, his structure, what he actually wants going into the season. So the more I've been thinking on it, it might not be a bad idea to keep Ten Hag for another season. Do you know what I mean? Just to see how it goes, because of the Euros, because the managers, he's not going to be working with the players. A new manager comes in now, he's not working with them until two maybe 4 weeks before the season starts. How much can you really implement a playing style and kind of get the players going and believe in the system within 4 weeks? I'm not too sure. So
it depends. Again, this one, it comes down into who we sign in said window, and to who we decide to keep and who stays. Is it ideal? No, but I don't think there's ever an ideal situation for a new manager. If a manager's been sacked, in particular at Manchester United or a high-level club, it's because the players have been underperforming. Managers ain't getting sacked because players are performing at a high level. Players are performing at a low level. So is it ideal? No, but I would still bring in a new manager because, yes, FA Cup, fantastic. Ten Hag did fantastic. We'll talk about that. I thought he set up the team. The lineup was correct. The tactics was correct. Give him full credit for the way they did that. For how he set up and how and I give the players full credit. All the players I'm critical of, all of them quality yesterday. Every single one. I have no complaints about, from the goalkeeper all the way to nobody. None of the 11 do I have any complaints. I have zero complaints about the subs, but I'm not letting that that's not letting me forget about the season. And
one game doesn't cover up all. I'm the same. It's just I know that going into next season now, it's going to be a bit of a struggle. Like, I'm preparing myself, even with a new manager, it's going to be a struggle with a new manager coming in. It's not going to be roses. Do you know what I mean? So
that's why my expectations are that high next season. Mine is just to play good football and try and win a cup. You know, I'm not even saying get top 4. You know what I mean? It should be the minimum aim, but I have to be realistic as well. Like, you know, this football club, I just feel like they need to be coached well. And I've seen enough from Ten Hag. Like, he may go and get all his players in here, and he may add a few players in that squad. But I still believe like his philosophy will still be the same. It will be counter-attack. It will be soak up pressure. You know what it is? Not have the ball, lack of control. You know, I mean, basketball game. Yeah, I know it. I can see it already next season. This is why, for me, one game where I know he can be good at. I don't get what people are so shocked about this game yesterday. Like, he can play like this. He has played games where against Barcelona, contained them and hit them on a break. Boom. He's played games before where against Newcastle, it wasn't even a great game in the Carabao Cup final, but we contained them, hit them on a break.
Liverpool in the semi-final. Yeah, no one expected us to win that.
And I don't think it's people are shocked by it. I think people are surprised by that, because this team has been we've seen it all last season. We played like
I know,
and there's been bits and pieces in certain games and longer periods of certain games where we played like that, and that's where my frustration lies with Ten Hag. I said before I fully turned on the manager, just go back to the way he was playing last season. The 5 stages of grief. I was at 3. I was at bargaining. Hey, just play the way you played last season, and you'll actually do okay. And in the games that we've done it this season, even though it's been few and far between, the performances haven't been bad. He did it against Arsenal. Yes, we lost the game, but we didn't get steamrolled. The whole conversation before that game was, how many are Arsenal going to beat us by? Liverpool away.
Yeah. You know, every time I think that, we always end up either winning or just about. You know, we lost, obviously, Arsenal, but it was only 1-0.
Went to Anfield. Anfield, we thought we was going to get smashed.
It was pick a number 4 or above what we were going to do. That was literally the conversation.
That was it,
It's 4 or more. And we went there and got a 0-0. Ironically, it was Maino and Amrabat in the midfield as well. But yeah, Mukhtar, I'm not with that. I said that before. Even if we win the final, it doesn't erase.
But I don't. You know what it is though? Like, I don't know. This is the problem in football. Yeah, I'm an emotional fan in it. Don't get me wrong. Like, you see me in it. You see me watching along. And people know I'm an emotional fan here. But I don't think I've ever flip-flopped on a manager. Mourinho. When I was Mourinho out, I stayed out. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out, I stayed out. Who's Erik Ten Hag? I stayed out. Who else have we had? Moyes, stayed out. Only one I wasn't Van Gaal out was because I seen what he was trying to do. He came out of the FA Cup final, and it wasn't kind of like I wanted him out. I was frustrated with the football, don't get me wrong. But I wasn't like, ow. Do you get me? So this is the only
Once you know, you know.
Yeah.
Once you know, innit?
So it doesn't mean that injuries have taken place. I know injuries have been there, but I still have understood that when we've been having a fully fit squad, I still have been like, this is still shit, man.
Bro, this is the thing that frustrates me. And listen, I've been walking around in this FA Cup United positivity bubble for 24 hours, and it's led me to some weird thoughts about Ten Hag potentially staying. And the only reason I would keep Ten Hag, and the only reason I would keep Ten Hag, is because the names we are being linked with are fucking shit. Like every single name, for whatever reason, Kieran McKenna should not be the Manchester United manager. Mate,
You're right.
It's true. Kieran McKenna should not be the Manchester United manager. 4 years, yes, absolutely. Let him go and do something. Yes, and this is where the discussion we was having, Saeed, the other day with Temi was I wasn't angling at it. This is the reason why I should get the United job. I was just saying his achievement, his legacy at a football club will look better in years to come because of what he's done. But for me, as a Manchester United fan, I want the very best. At this moment in time, Kieran McKenna is nowhere near the best in the country, let alone Europe. And we should be looking at the best in Europe for who should be coming to Manchester United. Thomas Frank,
bro, how's he got involved in the conversation?
Downgrades.
You know what I mean?
Downgrades, all downgrades.
How is Thomas Frank got involved?
I'm not on this Zerbi hype. I don't get it. He's a good manager. He had a good season last year. But you can't tell me he comes in and it's just every single one is either a backwards or a sideward step to Ten Hag. Now, Ten Hag, the reason why I will keep him over having any of these come in, Poch is the same. I don't rate Poch anyway. And I think he's had his time. And
I don't want Poch. I don't want Poch.
No.
So the reason why I would have Ten Hag over these four
specifically. Look at this guy. They're saying he's not available anymore. I'm not gonna lie to you. In my head, I'm hearing that it's Chelsea. They keep banging on about it. Matisse even actually publicly said it's done deal because he's waved the flag.
He's waved the flag, but what's the sources? Because we've seen.
Yeah, I know. Where's his sauce? And there ain't no ketchup. You don't want no ketchup.
Because you know what the crazy part is about the whole Poch thing. When Poch was at Chelsea, there was no talks or links of him to Manchester United. He was sacked. Within 30 minutes of him being sacked, he was linked with Manchester United.
Facts.
That's the craziest
I know.
part about it. So you're telling me what the Manchester United board had inside knowledge that Poch was going to be sacked by Chelsea, and they was like, all right, we're going to wait till he gets sacked, and then we're going to then go for him. He was available. He was available an hour ago. Like that's what it is with Poch. So no, I don't think it's with Poch. I hear you, Double A. The only one that are the names ideal? No, they're not. The names are not ideal, and there's some that I'm dead against, like a Poch, dead against Frank, Thomas Frank, dead against McKenna.
Dead
against.
Dead
The
against.
good thing about Ten Hag is he's had enough time with his squad that he knows who needs to go, and that's the only thing I can think.
No, he doesn't. He said McTominay is brilliant. He said Maguire.
Bro,
I swear down.
No. But you can look at that two ways. Yeah, you can say he's a brilliant player, or he's been brilliant for him this season, and I think. A smart football. Listen, and this is why I've got real fever, man. This is why. No. This is why.
Double A, we got smashed 4-0. Come on, remember all the poor performances. Come on.
Listen,
horrendous.
I know. Listen, I am not double. Whoever's just said I'm Ten Hag in, I'm absolutely not.
No. He's not. You're just saying the replacements aren't good enough.
He still needs to go. And the thing is like my massive problem now is with INEOS, and I've said it, and it always has been, and I've always said it on here that I do not trust them. And the fact that, and you said, "Oh, Ash, I like the fact that they're going to leave it for a month." The fact all this has come out 2 days before a final, right, and it's still going on.
Yeah, it's still going on.
Whatever you think about Ten Hag, and Jarvis jumped in and said, "I'm going to retract calling him a fucking loser." No, because last the season in the Premier League, he was a fucking loser. So. When you looked at Ten Hag yesterday, and the manager's just done absolutely, pulled something out of the bag, how dejected and just distraught he looked, and then the questions he's getting asked on the BBC.
That was terrible. That was. But to be fair, you know what it was though. Let me ask you a question.
They've put him in that situation. They've put him in that situation.
Let me defend Shearer. Yeah, I think for me,
Shearer.
He's
a loser, mate.
Don't defend Shearer. Come on, you can't. Don't be doing that.
No. I think for me, the way they were doing it, I think was wrong. He's just won a final. let him celebrate it. But I don't think the question was as bad as what people made it out.
What was the question?
He said basically, do you understand where people are coming from that they've criticized you with the way you've been eighth and etc. etc. But I feel like for me in that moment there, I feel like just give him his credit in it. Like just say you won it, 2 trophies, be a bit more positive. Yeah. But I don't think the question was like out of line. It wasn't like a toxic question. It was like
it's not needed. It's not.
Yeah, it's not needed. Basically,
it's nothing to do with the league. It's the FA Cup final. What are you talking about the league for? The league finished last season. There's absolutely no reason to talk about it. And just quickly, because Indiana Ray just mentioned it in the chat now.
Yeah, big up Indiana, man.
I wanted to say it myself. A long time no speak, Indiana. I hope you're well, man.
Yeah, man. I hope you're well, bro.
One thing that really, and this has dragged me back out of this positivity bubble about Man United, and you're liking every post on social media. You're seeing the pictures of the 3 young kings with the trophy. Right. So all season long, we've heard injuries. Oh, if you had Shaw and Martinez back, we'd be able to play football. When most of the season, he's had the majority of the first 11 that he wanted. Yesterday, we didn't have Casemiro, we didn't have Shaw, and he pulled that performance out the bag, missing 2 players. So most of the season, we missed Martinez and Shaw, and we can't play. We've not played anywhere near that. So that begs the question. This whole thing about you saying you can't play the football you want because of injuries, it's bullshit, isn't it? Because
you know what it is? It's two players. It's Lisandro and Varane. He's moaning about.
No, but he's had Varane a lot of the season.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I keep saying.
Chose to play Maguire over Varane.
It's absolutely mental.
It's absolute. I was having this debate yesterday on my channel, and someone had mentioned that Ten Hag had mentioned injuries again in the post-match press conference, and I've spoke about it here and there. So I was like, all right, let's actually cut to the chase. Name me the names of the players who have been missing for an extended period of time. And this went on for like 30 to 40 minutes. The Q&A still on there. And eventually we got to the names. It was Martinez, Shaw. Who else was mentioned? Malacia, Mount. And I think that was the 4. Mount wasn't here last season, so you can't count him. Malacia is a squad player anyway. So we're saying Shaw and Martinez are the 2 players as to why you cannot play the way you want to, why the performances are so poor. And I didn't want to be that guy. I just wanted to enjoy the FA Cup victory. I wanted to enjoy him winning, but then you get the over-the-top people. The over-the-top critics. I mean, when I say the over-the-top people in regards to now the praise that Ten Hag's get, we should keep him. Like, we're just going to erase and forget about everything that just went on. Yeah. Like, let's not do that. Let's not let one fantastic performance, one fantastic approach from the manager erase what happened and why we've been so miserable all season. Same with the players. People praise it. Their players still ain't good enough, but they pulled out a fantastic performance, yes.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Like Bruno's pass, for instance, for the Maino goal, top quality.
Brilliant.
Not disputing that. But then you see people going over the top with the praise of Bruno, like he does that week in, week out. No, he doesn't. But that game in particular, phenomenal pass, played fantastic, as did everybody else. So please, let's get out of the FA Cup. Let's get off the FA Cup fever. Let's put down the Kool-Aid, people. Too many people sipping the Kool-Aid. And now we've got FA Cup fever because of the Kool-Aid. And just remember what's happened this season. We finished 8th for minus goal difference. Or does that not matter? Is that where we're at?
But this is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like now... I feel like, listen, once the trophy settles down, we've won it. This is why INEOS are getting a week to decide. And this is why the title of the video. And you know what? I want this channel, I always prided myself on this channel. Like, I want people to have a different opinion in it. Like, I don't want the comments to all be Ten Hag out. If you're Ten Hag in, let us know why you're Ten Hag in. And that's why I raised the question, sack Ten Hag or back him one more year. And I feel like for me, with the INEOS, I just find it strange, You send a man on holiday. You say, go enjoy your holiday, but then you're still reviewing his job. How is man supposed to rest while he's on the beach?
You're waiting for that phone call the whole time.
Bro, exactly. This is what I don't get you. He says his job is safe, Ten Hag. He says, my job is safe.
Wait,
you know what I mean? He said, basically, I've been given assurances that the job and the project I'm doing, they back it. And then today we're hearing reports about this. Obviously, David honestly came out with his tweet saying, there's going to be a review. What are you reviewing? If you would have told him his job is safe, you don't need to review nothing.
They've been here 4 months. What? How's it taking so long?
And this is my issue.
Yeah, it should have been reviewed.
Issue I had with INEOS in regards to reports came out before.
Yeah, he must be capping.
We're saying that Ten Hag's job is not on the line because of the final result. So win or lose, this should have been decided. I said it before the final. Now, if he's still here by tomorrow night, strike one. There's no reason he should still be in charge of this football club by tomorrow night. Zero reason. For what? What do you need him for? What more do you need to analyze? Take the FA Cup out of it. So if you look at the pros and the cons of this season, take the FA Cup away. What are the other pros?
Well, I don't understand this. If you're a United fan, like I genuinely, if you're wanting all outers, I hope you get Southgate. What do you mean? Are you not a United fan first?
No,
why would you want to? Why would you want to wish bad on United?
Because people are too concerned.
But it can be right.
Yeah.
What are you going to be right for, man?
One, so he can be right. Two, if he's a rival fan, so he can run jokes. Or three, people like policing other fans, because we've had this conversation many a time on here about, we're not sacking club and you don't sack managers and all this. He's not good enough. How much more evidence do you need to see this season? Look at the pros from this season, or pro, which is the FA Cup winning. That's the only pro. And then the cons, which is a list as longer than my two arms. What are we talking about here? Like, look at all the records he's broken. That tweet on Twitter is still floating around.
Crazy.
And it's probably more because that was posted in March. It's now May. So think about what he's added to that. Like let's not, enjoy.
We finished 8th.
We finished 8th from minus goal difference with 19 losses. Most embarrassing Champions League campaign in our history and in British history. Yeah. But we talk let's not do it better. Like, come on. Who had a good season individually? Take Mano out of it. Big up to Lewis every single time. Big up to Lewis.
Oh, we're getting rid of Varane, man. That breaks my heart.
After that performance yesterday, fucking.
I said this though. When people were talking about Varane, I was like, Varane can still perform to a high level. What we getting rid of him for?
It's two reasons: money, and he can't do it consistently. He can't stay.
So you know what is that? If that's the case, if it is money, which could be the case, please keep that energy with everybody else on big money.
But they've already given him his contract. They've given Shaw, who's been here 10 years. Injury prone. All but the first 2 years, okay, he had a serious injury. But after that, he's had more injuries than Martial, but they've given him a new contract because on his day, he's a Roberto Carlos.
We should use Varane like how City used John Stones. Yeah, because he's available enough and he's much more available than John Stones. And that's where squad depth and the style comes into it.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't see the downside to having Raphael Varane around. He's not going to cause issues.
He's not going to cause issues. He doesn't even.
What are we talking about? Like,
bro, he's the ultimate professional. I generally never ever seen him like sulking, apart from obviously when he had a situation with Ten Hag. Never ever do I see him like, doing the most, he's ultimate professional. He's always been like in love with the fans. You've seen it, man.
And he performs to a quality
level.
I think he was good this
season. He
was good last season and even the season before.
Lissandro's going to feel it next year. Lissandro, I think, might feel it next year,
He's consistently 7 out of 10. Like, you can count on one hand the amount of games where you're like, yo, Varane was woeful today. Jesus. When you see him on the team sheet, you're like, bro, all right, cool.
I remember that Sky Sports journalist. That's why I went sick of that Sky Sports journalist, man. You know what I mean? That he put some shit out saying, I can count on one hand how many good games Varane has had. So I went, bollocks,
You're not watching?
You're not watching, man. This guy works on Sky Sports, and he's a United fan apparently as well. You know what I mean? And he's coming out with his BS, man. I just don't get it, man.
But you see the performance Varane put in the FA Cup finals. Like, that's a standard regular Varane performance. That wasn't out of the blue.
It wasn't even outrageous.
That's just normal standard.
Box defending for me, bro, box defending. There's no one better than him. Well, there's not many better than him. You know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, look at his percentage with his aerial duels. Do you know what I mean? His aerial duels been the best in the league this season. Top three. There was one point in the season where he was getting 90% aerial duels. Do you know what I mean? And
I remember.
Yeah, do you remember?
Yeah, that time in Liverpool game when we had Liverpool game. It's mad. Dan Watson. Yeah, big up Dan Watson. Hope you're well. Big up to you. He says, interviewing all these managers with different styles. They don't know what they want. It's embarrassing. In my opinion, 3 of the 4 options aren't even on Ten Hag's level. So, go on. No. Go on.
No, I was just going to say in regards to where I will defend INEOS is all rumors. We don't know for definite who they've interviewed. However, I do agree in regards to, and I said this about INEOS from the jump because I'm with AA. I don't trust them. I really don't. Have a clear idea and a clear identity of the manager you want to get. Don't go for names. You go for a style. It's profile over names. So whatever football style you want to play, cool. Pick a manager that goes with that. I've seen this in regards to Thomas Frank. So like whoever it is, pick somebody. Like you have to pick someone with a clear idea.
Bro, you know what it is for me?
Go on.
I think Pochettino. I worry about him mentally, man. I'll be honest with you. My man's bro. Listen, Ten Hag, we said he might be concussed. This brother here, have you been watching his press conferences for Chelsea? This guy's going on about what do you say? The data shows we are fourth.
Yo, man.
I was like, bro,
man,
data, man.
Man went to Bournemouth.
I big up Claire.
Man went to Bournemouth away and drew and said we had to protect the point, keep him away from Manchester United.
Bro, keep him away. We're gonna, bro. Listen, Luridin's gonna lose his mind. I swear down, bro. Like we can't get Poch, but I think for me, you know what it is for him. Yeah. I don't know if he's in the best kind of like state of mind, like tactically. Like he's just come out of PSG. He's been sacked by Chelsea. He's been, bro. Tottenham it ended sour. Bro, like I don't know, man. Like if he's in the right kind of frame of mind to get another job, man.
People are saying like defending Poch, like yeah, but he's still a great manager because you know look at the two clubs. Look at the two clubs he's been to, PSG and Chelsea. You know, two of the worst. What do you think Manchester United are?
Yeah,
have you been living on an island for 10 years? This club is worse than both of those put together.
Big up Indiana,
worse. And he's coming into something that's apparently only just going to get up and running in INEOS, which it is. But we don't know how that's going to go. And I think the evidence I'm seeing right now, it worries me more. It worries me. And I think we should be worried more about what INEOS are doing than anything to do with the manager. I think we should stop going on about the fucking manager all the time and worry about what these pricks are going to start doing with this club. Because for me, Barada was a masterstroke and everyone is buzzing about that. But again, it's still yet to be. He wasn't the CEO. He wasn't running a football club, especially not Manchester United. It's still yet to be seen how good he's going to be. And reputation alone can't be the only factor. He has to actually be good at the job. Ashworth, that whole fucking soap opera, how he's sending emails wrongly and all this nonsense.
I think that's.
And I'm just like,
that sounds made up.
But it doesn't. It just sounds like something that would happen to Manchester United. And lo and behold, it does. Every other club just gets everything done and everything sorted. And then obviously Wilcox again. I mean, you know, it's not someone that screams fucking. You know, he won a league in '95 with Blackburn. Don't scream someone that's gonna wow you. I didn't wow me when I heard he was going after someone from Southampton. I hope he's good at the job. But again,
he has. I think he's worked with Barada before because he was.
He was at City and stuff like that.
That I don't mind because at least we're getting footballing people in. Yes, I would prefer people with better resumes in regards to those areas. However, they've identified Ashworth, Wilcox, Barada was done. That I like. It's more the manager.
It's taking too long. This is my thing. It's taking too long to get this. Again,
it's a joke. It's a joke. I can't lie.
So many times. I keep going to call him Jim Glazer, right? But maybe he is. I don't know. Right. Maybe he is.
Guys, we got to chill with that, man. Let him be his own person first, and then we can.
I know, but it's just so it's on the tip of the tongue every time. Like,
he's not having
it.
So Jim Ratcliffe came out in August 22 saying the Glazers were nice people. Straight away for me, that is a red flag. Because these are the people that have destroyed this football club. You look at the stadium, they've made us a laughing joke. And in every way you can think possible, we are a laughing joke because of the Glazers. For him to come out and say they're nice people straight away, that's alarm bells in my head. And then,
he had to, though, because he was dealing with them, weren't he? He had to do that because he was dealing with them.
He did this well before they come out and said the club was up for sale. Because it was 3 or 4 months later. It was in August. It was in the November that they've come out saying the partial sale. So he said it well before that, and I get what you're saying. But my whole argument, and I think we had it on here, he didn't ever have to say that. He didn't have. If you're dealing with him in business, you don't have to come out and say they're nice people. Just say if you're going to do it, say your business terms. I find them quite, pleasant. I find them
pleasant, yeah, something like that. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Do you know
what
I
you mean?
So then he knew from August 22. Before they said, we need to put it out on open sale to see what we get. And that, for me, is the reason why they were valuing it at 7 billion when it was, and it's come out this month, it's only valued at 4.5. So straight away, they were overvaluing, knowing that no one was going to touch it. So Jim said, right, well, you can have your 25%. So he's known for 18 months that he's getting this club. How then? It was announced on Christmas Eve last year that it was going to go through, and then it got ratified in February. How you started in February 24, and you haven't got all your ducks in a row from August 22, knowing when you get the sale through, who you're bringing in, and they start on day one. For me, it's amateur, and you've not done your due diligence to get running from day one. So now, for me, I'm worried about this summer because we don't know who the manager is going to be. We don't know if we want to have a sporting director or a director of football, whatever you want to call it, and we don't know exactly who we're going to have in playing. So who we're buying, who's selling, who's going, and the Euros, it all adds up for me, a recipe that could mean it's just going to fuck another season up. And it's, for me, poor planning from the people that knew they were going to be buying or getting into the club 3 months in advance.
You know what's mad, yeah? And let me just get these super chats in. 1.5k in the building, by the way. Let's get these likes up to at least 500 if you can, people. Craig says, INEOS meant to be the best in class. It's taken 4 months to do a review. 8th in the league minus Golden for this awful football. Big up King Lace. Hope you're well, my guy. Says, it's like people have forgotten that we are Man United. We are allowed to have players like Varane on the bench. Give him a pay cut and bring someone younger. And Elite Pundit, hope you're well, my guy. Says, how often do we get to Paul Mitchell? Yet we got Barada and Ashworth. As for INEOS, speaking with other managers, they didn't hire Erik Ten Hag. They included him with managers that they are valuing. Exactly. Well, why people are calling it outrage? They did not hire Jim and Ten Hag. Why is everybody like?
You're about to call him Jim Glazer. You're about to call him Jim Glazer, isn't it?
No, I don't. But I don't get it though. Like, why are people outraged that they're gonna sack a manager that they did not hire?
Because people, hey, Saeed.
Why? Why is
because
everyone
people,
outraged?
You know why people are outraged? Because people are emotion. 2 things. People, 1, are emotionally attached to their football club, and 2, people love to complain, especially about their football club.
Man.
I know it's on your Twitter all day long. It's fine. I don't follow these people, but I see retweets and likes, and there's people complaining about stuff. You already know what it's going to be like in regards to that. Is it ideal what's going on? No. I had my doubts from INEOS from the start, from beforehand. I had my doubts, and I still have my doubts. Do I think anything changes? Really, no. But this management search, or if the manager doesn't change, will tell me everything I need to know. Ten Hag's still in charge come the start. I know where I'm at with you. All right, INEOS out. We ain't moving. If you
know what it is though as well?
Forward,
you know what it is though? Sorry to cut you off there, Flores. Cool. If they keep him, I think for me, I've just kind of almost given up on that season because I know that season is going to be, we're going to sack him by, let's say, October, November. And I know then you're going to get interim and then it's going to go bad. It could be wrong. I could be wrong. But my kind of in a situation is that he will be gone by November. And if you don't give him a contract by, let's say, December time, Ten Hag then can look at other clubs. I think, you know what? INEOS, I'm not really feeling you lot. And I'm going to go leave. Because he talked about he said here, if they don't want me, I'm a winner. I could go to other clubs. He said, did you see him say that?
Yeah,
you heard him say that?
I did see those comments, and I said, please do, man.
He then has control, and then he then maybe says, you know what, I'm stalling the contract. You know what? Yeah, man, bun you lot. And then end of the season, you haven't got a manager. You then have to do what Bayern Munich did and beg people, you know what I mean, to come to your club. You know what I mean? And you know what happened then, right?
To get Vincent Kompany, bro.
To get Vincent Kompany. You know what I mean? We'll probably get Ollie back. You know what I mean? Big up to GGMU. Yeah, exactly. Moyes will be around. GGMU says, my opinion is that we should not make the same mistake with Van Gaal. Why not give him another year of contract? Only a few quality players. All of you will be ashamed of your words. Ten Hag in.
Did you not watch the season? Did you not watch the season? Did you not see the losses?
England. I want to ask him a question, No. What is it that is? What do you mean by all of you will be ashamed of your words? What do you mean by that?
This is just FA Cup fever. You know when you drink too much Kool-Aid and you get FA Cup fever, that's what this is. That's a symptom of drinking too much Kool-Aid. Because
what will make you Ten Hag in, by the way? Is it, any of you, what would make you back to being Ten Hag in?
It's a lot. I'd have to
Premier League. How about that? Win the Premier League.
I'd have to see it'd have to be a wholesale change. Like he'd literally have to get a personality transplant as a manager.
Bro. I was gonna say, have you ever seen the film Face Off? It'd have to become Fergie. Like literally would have to.
Bro, win the league, man. Win the league. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Win the league.
Like he don't does it like Ash said it.
But you'd have to be. You can't be the manager out for the whole league season, Saeed. You can't be. You're gonna have to back the team. You can't wait.
No, I'm backing the team. Don't get me wrong, but to be in means I'm fully supporting. I support. Listen, I always say to me, I don't support a player. I don't support a manager. I support Man United. Yeah. So what that means is I don't go into a game saying I want a player to do badly or a manager to do badly for the sake of my own kind of feeling towards the team. So that means I support Man United. Yeah, do you get it? So I would never say to myself, I'm not backing Ten Hag. I'm just saying I want him out, but I'm here supporting the team. You know what I mean? So it's like, for me, win the league, and I'm like, yeah, cool. Yeah, say no more. Win the league.
But that's what
and that might sound harsh,
For me, if he's staying, sorry, Flo, if he's staying this summer, if he stays this summer, for me to think in August, the first game of the season, right, I'm happy to see this man go for the next 9-10 months, if that's going to be the case. I want to see a summer of identifying and not chasing dreams in the transfer market. I want to see swift and good signings, because I think all last season's signings was shit. Højlund, the signing of Højlund wasn't bad. It was the price, which we obviously know we overpaid for. But I think it turns out we've seen the promise behind him. What I want to see is the players that need to go. I need to see the players we need come in, not what he wants. What we need is a difference in that. I also want to see from Rant says it all the time, and I agree wholeheartedly with him. We never saw what he wanted to do during the season in pre-season. What we were doing in pre-season is nothing we saw in the season.
And that is unforgivable.
Exactly.
Having a bad plan is one thing. Having bad tactics is one thing. But when you have no plan and no tactics, that is worse. Like, that's when I complain about a player not applying himself and not putting in effort. That is unacceptable. I'd rather you be bad at something. Like with Højlund, when I watched him play against Arsenal, I can't say you're bad at making runs because you made no runs. I'd rather you made 50 runs in the game and you were all offside, because at least the application is there. Like, that's where it is with Ten Hag. He does not deserve next season. Did we not just watch the season just gone? What has he done to deserve it? And I'm with Saeed, yes. If he's still in charge, I'm already writing off the season because I don't believe in the manager. Now, do I want to be proven wrong? Yes. But I've seen enough to the point where I go, I'm not going to be emotionally invested. Of course, I want Manchester United through and through. Of course, I want Manchester United to win without doubt every single game. But I cannot emotionally invest in something I do not believe in. I can't back something I don't believe in it. So that's why it's just like, all right, cool. You man ain't it lets me know the football club is not a serious institution.
So next season, right? What are the players? So okay, let's say for example, hypothetically, he stays at the football club, yeah. So because I don't want to be doing this next year where it's about injuries, yeah. So who are we waiting for to stay fit? Is it Martinez and Shaw? Because Varane's not here anymore, right?
That's it.
It's Martinez and Shaw, right? Because everyone else is fit.
Don't do that, man. Mason.
No. Forget Mason Mount, because I don't think he's integral to what Ten Hag does. So it's Shaw and Martinez, right? So if he has his back line. So is that what we're saying, right? Yeah. So next season, right? For example, if we do get injuries, right? Surely we're not going to be saying, but injuries are the reason why he's not been able to play.
You know why we will be saying that, Saeed? You know why we will be saying that? You know why? Hey, anyone who's watching this might have never been known before. Maybe what I'm about to say may get me cancelled. It may get Saeed's channel shut down, what I'm about to say here. But you know, when you're a professional football club at the highest level, injuries happen, people. So injuries happen. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but apparently not United.
Chelsea only had 2 less. So
I don't know if people didn't know this, and this is not a thing, but every single season I've watched Manchester United, injuries have happened. That's why you have a thing called the medical department. This is why you have multiple physios. This is why you have rehab. Because injuries happen. I'm sure if you go to Old Trafford, there's probably crutches in around the place in case someone really has a bad injury. Why is there people sat with stretchers either side of the pitch? Because injuries happen. Why is there an ambulance outside the ground? Because injuries happen. Yes, some are more extreme than others. But injuries happen, people, on a season in, season out basis for Manchester United. This is not FIFA. Your 11 is not going to be fit. This is why you have a squad of 26. And you also have youth players. This is why we've seen the likes of Mano, for example. This is why we've had youth players on the bench this season. But just profound. Sorry if people didn't know that.
No, 100%.
Just quickly, say, can I say? One reason why I don't listen to the injury excuse, because and I can see Indiana's jumping on it. I want to back in what he's saying. What the big thing about a manager, and the reason why managers are paid the money that they are, is because one thing they have to do. And we all do it in everyday life. You have to adapt to situations. We saw it from game 2 last season. And this is something he got praised for, because he realized this team can't play the way he wants, right? So that was after one window. He changed exactly how he wanted to play. We was that strong back line, and we got through games, and we ended up doing okay last season. This season, he's gone against all of that, and he's not adapted to anything at all. No situations, no in-game adaptations to games, and he's consisted continued and persisted with things that haven't worked consistently, and that's the reason why it's looked so bad, because he's been stubborn to his own fault a lot of this season. And what's in the end, I say it's perfect. He has to play to the players he has available's best traits. So if your players can't do something, stop asking them to do it and make them do what they're good at. Or you drill into them. If you know we haven't got the runners up top, we haven't got the players to play that killer pass, or to have the space that allows to have the space in midfield, and you need to be. And you saw it yesterday, and this is why people say, "Oh, you can't say you haven't got a game plan." It's like, but yesterday it looks like an anomaly rather than the norm, because it's not something we've not seen all season.
Yeah, I know.
Even you think of Wolves and Villa away, or even Villa at home in that second half. That was not as good as yesterday. Like that yesterday was going toe to toe, and that's something we rarely ever do with Manchester City. Even the games we've won against them recently, you think a lot of you would say that it was against the run of play, especially that one at home. So we went toe to toe with them yesterday, and we looked really good. And as much as City fans are telling you, "Oh yeah, but we were shit," we kind of made them look shit in a lot of that game yesterday. But that it's not the norm of what we've seen from this manager. So if he can do it, why have we not seen it all season? Why has it waited? And I think if you're gonna, the pessimist in me believes that potentially a lot of them were playing like that yesterday because they know he's going, and they're playing for their futures now because they know someone new is coming in. But that's me just being me. But this whole injury stuff, I'm not hearing it, because managers are paid money to make sure you play. They have a consistency. You play to the best of your ability every single game, and we've not seen that. And there's been no clear plan of how he can adapt and change things, and the persistence with players that are underperforming and have been terrible, and not bringing players in that we as fans probably deserve chances, or fans that do. And people are praising Amrabat and stuff like that. He's sat on the bench the majority of the season. Splinters in his ass.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I play.
Oh my God!
I play the manager signed, by the way. I play the manager
exactly.
But all of a sudden, you use him rocket science. He plays well. S. Wade says the fans that want him to stay will only act if a disaster like Watford result for Ollie, and until then, keep kicking down the can down the road. Yeah, it's true, man. When you think about it, I think what it is. Yeah, I think change is something that nobody likes in it. Nobody likes to have change in life. Everybody likes to kind of, keep the same things around, and some people hoard in houses and whatnot.
But surely,
if I tell my mum now I'm getting rid of this, she'll be like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Like people don't like to have change.
But that's one thing that I get. But like, if you're gonna update and upgrade, you have to change. We all here as Manchester United fans. Another thing, we all love Sir Alex Ferguson. All love him. Gave us, our greatest moments as Manchester United fans. Did he not adapt time after time after time? He wasn't in 2013 trying to play 4-4-2 like it was 1994, 95, 96. He adapted with the times. He brought in new people. We played different roles. We went from playing a 4-4-2 to then go into a 4-3-3, etc., etc. Sometimes playing a 4-5-1. There's a list of things that he did, and bringing in different players and things of that nature. So what is wrong with
playing Michael Carrick and Darren Fletcher at centre back? Against Wolfsburg away in the Champions League and going getting wins. Do you know what I mean?
This is it, man. Look at that team. The team with 7 defenders that beat Arsenal in the FA Cup and things of that nature. Like, what are we doing out here? Playing Darren Fletcher right midfield. Speaking of Darren Fletcher. Playing John O'Shea and Phil Neville in central midfield at times.
Then Fabio and Raphael as wingers.
Fabio. The point I'm making here, people, is adapting. Like, to upgrade, sometimes you need to change. And there's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes, guess what? That change doesn't mean you will upgrade. Sometimes it will stay the same. The next manager may be worse than Ten Hag, people.
Yeah.
Just to clarify. And I
100%.
Saying, hey, you know what? Get rid of him, get the next one, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth.
He may be.
Find the correct one. Yeah. This is what you
He may be.
Yeah, of course. Forget settling. What's this shit?
Oh man.
We know now though with Ten Hag, when he hits a rough spell, he collapses. We know that now. That we're clearly aware. We've seen last season. If he's going to hit another rough spell, it's going to be a collapse. It's not going to be a slight decline. It's not going to be a little bit of drop off performances.
The goal scoring as well. We haven't scored enough goals under Ten Hag. We've conceded a lot under Ten Hag. These are things that after 2 years, will they improve? It's a big question, This is why INEOS are maybe saying, right, give us one more week in it. You know what I mean? Like, when you say, I need one more week. I need one more week to do something. Like, this is where they're thinking, right, let's totally analyze this. Do we think he can improve? Like, that's what they're going to say as well.
No,
Do we think?
like,
No. Listen, we have to put the questions out there. This is what they're thinking. They're putting a list down and say, right, do we think he can improve in terms of the performances? Do we think that he's been plagued by injuries? If so, let's analyze Newcastle's injuries and let's analyze Chelsea's injuries and what have they done in the wake of them situations. Then they're going to analyze in the wake of adversity, what have you done to your team? How does he galvanize? What's his man management like? They're going to obviously interview players as well. So they're going to do all of this and think, right, is it worth keeping him for one more season? Like, this is a big question, they got, Is it worth keeping Ten Hag for one more season? And if they do, it's a massive gamble and they have to hold that if it goes wrong. But if they do now, if they sack him now, they don't have to deal with any of it. Man United fans will get over Ten Hag. They will. We got over so many man. We will get over Ten Hag. And then you have to bring a new manager who you then believe in, and then you back him properly, because if you don't back him properly, you should have basically kept Ten Hag. And then it's like, right, now what's your vision? Then everyone's looking at INEOS in a different way. They could easily just take the easy road or take the hard road, which proper owners do, where they don't not say they don't care about fans' opinion, but they say, you know what, fans are emotional. We're gonna come in ruthless decisions. It's two ways, man. It's two ways.
The fact that if that is there, and that's why I was cutting you off. So, but I'm glad you got to the point that you had to say. My bad. But the fact that it could be a question is a problem. It shouldn't be a question. It should not be a question.
To your eyes or to their eyes?
If I'm INEOS, the reports came out and said it wasn't on the FA Cup final result. I keep saying this and will continue to state this. How much more evidence do you need to say whether you believe someone is good enough or not? If we're in a court of law and we're saying he's committing crimes, we have enough crimes to throw Ten Hag under the jail, give him the chair. What are we talking about? If INEOS are still looking at, maybe we should keep him, I'm then looking at INEOS like, you lot ain't fit for purpose then. You are not fit for purpose. If you can't, because this ain't no debate. To me, this is clear as day that this man is not good enough. All the records, just look at the league table. That alone is a sackable offense. That alone should 8th with a minus goal difference. Why is he still in the job? Yes, we won the FA Cup, so I wouldn't have sacked him on the Saturday. Today, I get it. Let him have the 24 hours. You got till Monday. If he's still here by Monday, tomorrow night, this time, what time is it now? This time tomorrow night?
No. It could be next week, though. They said next week.
Yeah,
so give it next week.
Again, Ash mentioned it right at the start of the show. Euros. We're on a much shorter time span than usual in pre-season. Time is money. Time is not our friend. Time is the one thing.
Time is money, B.
Time is money, B. You know what I'm
Monday's
saying?
bank holiday, though. They might say your bank holiday and that. You know what I'm saying?
We in a mess. You man are working millions. You better be working bank holidays. What the fuck?
Bank holiday and that, they say, yo.
No.
You streaming bank holiday, Saeed, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. No days
There
off.
you go.
No days off.
I'm streaming too, right?
Yeah,
I ain't taking no days off. You know what I'm saying? Only bank holiday I take off is Carnival. That's it. So I'm not hearing that.
Yeah, for real.
You might need to be working. You get paid millions. We are in the shit. So there should be no next week. Time is not our friend. Time is the one thing in life you can't get back. You might need to be working double overtime. That's triple overtime. 24/7. Right now. So if this manager still, what are we waiting a week for? What do you need him for? What are you assessing?
When's Barada in? When's Barada confirmed? July. Because I was thinking maybe they might do some kind of an announcement, double announcement with a manager and stuff, get him to introduce the club, that kind of thing.
Because we need to have picked the style already and the manager to
I agree.
Style. And the players in regards to who can play that style that's currently in the squad, the players that can't move in the month, and then go and buying players for the squad as well.
A couple of super chats I want to read out. We got Zoe Ten TV says we had 27% possession. We played with no striker part of the bus. It's not good enough. Fair play, Erik Ten Hag won the FA Cup, but he has to go. But a different opinion here. Big up United, love United, hate the Ops. Says, guys, I've changed my mind and I want him to stay because let's be real, 2 trophies in 2 seasons is major. Also, since players come back, we've been playing all right. And Love United says also the replacements we're being linked with are not good enough. 45 injuries this season just showed the depth of the team is not good enough either. So basically, you're judging it on one game and that the players are all back now. So
let's be honest about the FA Cup, right? Let's not forget that we struggled, and I mean struggled, not only in the semi-final, but in every game we struggled to get to that final. Newport almost had us on the ropes. We didn't look great against. It took a last-minute goal against Forest. It took us extra time to beat Liverpool, and then
Coventry one was the one for Coventry. That was embarrassing. That was
embarrassing. So let's not start by going, we've had a great cup run, because it's not. It's been just as bad as the league season. And literally one game when the team has played, for me, phenomenally above the level we even could dream of this season, you can't then start to turn around and say he deserves another year. It's not, it can't make sense. You can't just be that reactionary off one game.
People are. It's crazy. I agree with you. Sorry to cut you off. I agree with you 110%. I agree with you. Go on, carry on.
Right, but then someone said then the run doesn't matter. The run is so important in the cup. Of course it matters, because in the cup you still have to play well. You can't be here like just saying, let's just scrape by every game and hope we do well in the final. That's not how it works. Like saying the other week, how Coventry players were coming off the pitch saying, "I can't believe that's Marcus Rashford." That's embarrassing. You're meant to be.
What he said.
Bro. They were saying they couldn't believe that's Marcus Rashford. They couldn't believe that was the player that turned out. And I ain't even getting on Rashford's back about it. That's not even the point. It's like, bro, we've been embarrassing this whole season, and you can't have one game determine your next. Because let's be honest, if they give him next year, they have to give him a new contract. They can't.
That's what I said.
They have to give him a new contract.
They have to give him a new contract. So this is why it's so huge.
Yesterday determines our next 5 years. That can't run. That can't run.
Basically, we're the next Arteta, basically. That's what people are saying, isn't it?
That can't go on. But Saeed, I definitely think we need to speak about the game, because I want to be positive, man. And
100%. I think for me, like, yesterday was good, man. I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the occasion. You know what I mean? And whatnot. And I feel like for
Kobbie Mainoo, man.
Kobbie Mainoo was quality. You know what I mean? He was excellent, man. I thought he was just.
I don't think there's anyone that didn't play well. Like even like to his credit, even McTominay, mate. I couldn't even. Yeah. A few hairy moments in the first sort of 20 minutes, but I think overall, hobbling off and that, like, and I was saying to you the other day, I was on the radio and I had to big him up a little bit, and I think what he brought his strengths yesterday, and that is. He stood up and he was counted. He may not, obviously, he's not going to be the most technically gifted on the pitch. He's not going to be the best footballer on the pitch. But what he's going to give you is that energy and desire. And that's two things that we've lacked all season long. And he did it in the best game possible. And in the game that means the most this season, because it's the one that's led us to obviously having a better season than Arsenal. So obviously that for me is important. And
it's trophies. You know, that comment there, though, the fact that he's won 2 trophies in 2 years, that's also for me, something that INEOS will look at as well, They'll be like, 2 trophies in 2 years.
And that's very lazy analysis and reactionary, and it's a very reactionary fan-based analysis of it. Okay, so he's won 2 trophies in 2 years, so you're just going to forget about everything else. So nothing matters by a trophy. So league position, how you play, style of play, how you deal with your players, issues you have with players, etc. None of that matters whatsoever. You're saying it's solely trophies, and of course, trophies matters, but it's trophies as well as performance, as well as good tactics, as well as a clear style of play, as well as spending money well, as well as getting players out of the squad, etc. The list goes on and on and on and on. Because like even with the Sancho situation, whether you think Sancho was right or wrong, I'm not getting into that. He kicked that off. He lit the match that sparked all of that. You can think Sancho was 110% dead wrong. Cool. You can think he went over the top. You can think he shouldn't have said anything. Who sparked it? That's what I always look at with just situations in life. Hey, who kicked this off? Even if I think the reaction from the person who didn't start it was over the top, I'll be like, all right, what kicked this off? You didn't have to say that. He lit that. But if we're just going off trophies, hey, like I said, INEOS, you're on the clock. You're on the clock. That's there's a couple of super chats I want to read out here as well. Big up to GGM. We said, I think our club has more problems with the whole structure and organization and the players who got unpunished, not the coaches, i.e. Ten Hag. You know what it is? Like,
The problem is, it's always going to be logical to get rid of the manager rather than the player. Like, we've seen that happen many, many years. It happens at different clubs as well. Like why is it always at Man United where we always say, get rid of the players first? The manager needs to stay. It happens at every club, you know. Barcelona is happening right now. So many players that they want to get rid of. It's happening at Chelsea. You know, it comes down to a manager coming in and say like Arteta, you know, and say, yo, you're going. Bye-bye. Dude, you're going. See you later. You know what I mean? So it can be both, but at the same time, it's like there's going to be a culture of badness everywhere when you're not winning. When you're not winning, this is what always happens every single time. MD summarizes, let's also be honest, tons of injuries were at Carrington and Erik Ten Hag in poor game management. Big up to the panel. Smash the likes. Yeah, man. Carrington, man, bro. Like, just that place there, man. It's a joke, man. Absolute joke, that place.
Quicker it gets knocked down, the better.
And just to clarify, the second to last super chat where he was talking about what was the comment I was going to make? Shit, I just lost my memory. What was the second to last super chat? You still got it, say. But it wasn't right to respond.
Sorry, this one here.
Yeah, this one is it.
Yeah.
When people say, "Oh, not the coaches," he's co-signed these players. He spent money on this squad. He's assembled this team. And now we're saying the team isn't good enough and the team has a bad mentality and they don't fight for the budget. Who addressed these, man? What are we talking about here? What's going? I don't get that thought process. If it was new and none of these players were his here, he has signed everyone who's here. He signed or co-signed. Well, because we know what he can do when he didn't want Sancho here, so Sancho didn't play. That's why Sancho is now in Germany.
Yeah,
rightly or wrong.
This one is. Okay? Man, this Alex Ferguson comparisons, man. But you know what it is, though?
Because he did great things beforehand.
The one with Arsenal one bugs me the most. It's not even the Alex Ferguson one. Alex Ferguson one, I get it. They're just comparing about give time, but I don't get the comparison of the Arsenal one. The Arsenal one, he should have been sacked. Let's be honest. Arteta could have been sacked.
He fluked an FA Cup. He fluked that FA Cup with Emery's players.
Yes.
And that's kept him in the job, mate. That kept him in the job. But the one thing I have to say about I don't understand. I think Ten Hag is more loved than Ollie was. When I look back at it.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
I don't understand how this manager has so much support. And when you ask people, but why? But why? He's like, because he's been let down and it's the players, really. It's nothing about him. Again, it's nothing about what Ash always says. And I was watching the show, I think it's Friday night. What does he do well? What does his manager do that makes you love him? What does his manager do that makes you think he deserves this like unfounded and unbreakable support? It's like, bro, he's been terrible at his job for 10 months, 10 whole months. He's been bad at his job. And every excuse under the sun is given about injuries. Or the club was messing around with the sale. He's not had a structure. The players are letting him down. This and this. Nothing is ever put on him, and he doesn't ever take accountability for anything that he does. He never says, "I got it wrong." He throws it on the players. He never says he's got it wrong, and that for me, that stubbornness and being, even Pep yesterday said he got it wrong in the first half. He got it wrong. Big managers take accountability and they work a way to build and be better. Ten Hag doesn't do that. It's always someone else's fault. And I just don't understand how he has this unwavering support from this fan base.
Big up Lee, man, for the raid as well. Large up to Lee. You know what I mean? You know what it is, yeah, man? I think for me, like, big up to this. MF says lots of great managers struggled at first, even more crap managers struggle at first and then continue to be crap. This is what I'm saying. Like, I you know what it is for me? I just don't want it to be in that vicious cycle, man. You know what I mean? Where we have this, like, you know what it is? I think that's where INEOS have to change the rhetoric now. They decide when managers go, not when the fans have a flipping fight here over in, out. Yo, gone. You know what, man? Sometimes it's better to just when you just kind of like get on with it, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, bro, if you're gonna do something, you know what he say? Like, when he used to get like happy birthday beats and that. Like, everyone used to run away. But back in the day, I was like, yo, just get on with it, man. So I was like, just rush me. So boom, get it over and done with. Rather than waiting
Saeed,
around.
Hey, Saeed, you built for that type of thing, not me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yes, okay. Say no more. But I'm like, just rush me, innit? Just rush me. Do what you gotta do. I'm not getting 1,000 licks from different certain mans. Every man, boom, get it over done with, and then I'm done. So that's why I want to wake up one morning and be like, yeah, it's gone. And then everything's just done. No this all waiting around. Just get it done. Bang, it's gone. Comunicado. That's what Real Madrid do. Comunicado. I want to hear comunicado.
Comunicado official.
Seriously.
Yeah,
official comunicado. I want to hear that in the morning. You know what I mean? I want to hear that, bro. I want to hear comunicado, club statement in the morning. Everyone, shut up, man. Seriously. Everyone.
Well, the worry is, though, is it's getting a downgrade. That's what a lot of people are worrying about. They're worrying about the downgrade, the idea of McKenna, the idea of Zerbi, and that rather than going for a coach that is probably a slight upgrade in someone like Tuchel or an Amorim or, Flick, who's now gone to Barcelona, unfortunately. Someone like that who is an upgrade. But the way that doesn't work for me is because if he has a good season this season, if he's to keep his job and he continues and he gets top 4, say, and he does all right in the Champions League, and then he's got another season after that, and then there's a poor season again, and then people going, oh, but he still needs time, and we're 2 seasons in then, nearly 3 seasons in, do you know what I mean? It's mad into poor seasons. You can't keep doing it.
Yeah, and I hear you.
Lee's trolling, by the way. Big up Lee.
There's people that saw reactionary in regards to, what if the next manager is worse? That could be the case. If the next manager,
but that's their first manager, though. That's their first manager.
But guess what? Even if the next manager is a downgrade, you know what you do? You sack him and you get
sack him exactly. You get rid
that relationship. The way that man, I always say this: man, be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? You break up with a girl, the next girl you get with may be a downgrade. Well, you're not thinking about that at the time. You get rid of it because it's not working out. The next girl may be a downgrade, and the one after that maybe until you find the right one. What is with this thing of settling? I don't understand it. I really do not understand.
Eddie Murphy said it best. What have you done for me lately? Do you know what I mean?
What done for me lately? Yes.
Yeah. He'd argue it's FA Cup, but then again, it's like.
Yeah, but Janet Jackson said it better. Ash. Janet Jackson said it better.
What did Janet Jackson say?
What did she say?
What have you done for me lately? That's where you got it from. That's from the song, innit?
Okay.
Have you done for me lately?
You know what it is? It's too little, too late. It's too little, too late, man.
Yeah, it's too little, too late.
Too little, too late. If you would have performed like this all season and then got us the FA Cup, there'd be more. I'd hear more of the hype.
Minus goal difference.
Yeah,
that's it. Man. Done. We're done there. We're done. That's it. Done.
Yeah, done.
Non-negotiable.
Big up Samurai again. Big up says we lost to Palace and everyone needed to go. Now we have one great game out of 50 we played, and now everyone, including the manager, have to stay. This is what I'm trying to say, man. And big up Stephen. So I'm all good, bro. Big up, man. Big up to Stephen in the chat, man. Listen,
that's why you have to give it a week, though, Saeed. That's why they have to give it a week for everyone to calm down, settle down. So they're trying to keep the PR. They're trying to be classy with it. Do you know what I mean? So they let everyone settle down, realize, oh shit, we're gonna go into another season with Ten Hag. Well, we're not too sure about that. And then we get an announcement. They've got the manager, and we move forward. So I can see it. This week's going to be exciting. We've got a new dawn, a fresh start. He's not staying. He's not getting a new contract. He goes into the season with his final year. That means that he's not going to adhere to any kind of style, any kind of structure. He's just going to be playing for his job. So they've either got to give him a long-term contract or sack him, and they're not giving him a long-term contract. I can't buy into it. I can't believe it. I'm just hoping it's not McKenna or Zerbi. You know what? I'm a little bit sold on Tuchel, and I know it's mad, but
man. Bro, you know what's pissing me off here? I didn't want Tuchel in it. You know what I mean? I've got receipts on Tuchel. Like I'm Tuchel's biggest hater. If you go check my receipts here, my tweets about Tuchel, I've been cussing Tuchel out here. But bro, out of the 4 there, bro, bring me Tuchel. Out of the 4, obviously Zerbi's a first. Don't get me wrong, but if Zerbi does go to Chelsea and we then are linked with Poch, Tuchel, McKenna, and Thomas Frank, and I can't lie, it's probably Tuchel out of the 4. You know what I mean? But my first one is Zerbi. Don't get me wrong. If them 4 come out, then bro.
How bad is that? That's literally like scraping the bottom of a barrel, and we shouldn't be in that situation. Why are we not going and getting someone like this? There is manager.
Amorim.
Oh, how we're not talking to Amorim? How?
But he messed himself up. He can't go now. He's staying because he went and gone on a private jet to West Ham to Stratford.
Yeah, that was dumb. Now what was that?
Who cares? You go in and say, bro, do you want to come or not? This is a project. Do you want to be here? And then You go and get him. There's managers there, man. There's managers there.
You know,
Fonseca, weren't we, as well, from Lille and stuff.
Yeah. He's decent, you know. He's decent, you know. He's doing well with Lille. He's got Lille to 5th this year in the French league. You know, so
maybe that West Ham stuff was a bit of a cover up, and they went to the Man United offices. Do you know what I mean? And they worked out some kind of deal there. Do you know what I mean? And just to put off that, the West Ham thing was a red herring. Do you know what I mean? And he's going to be announced in the end of the season. That's the dream. But really, we should. And I know it's a dream. It's a dream, and it's unrealistic. But for me, it's got to be Inzaghi. I mean, Inzaghi, the Italians, they know how to win a Premier League. We've seen it with Ancelotti. We've seen it with Conte. We've seen it with Ranieri. We've seen it with Mancini. Those boys know how to win the Premier League, and he must be getting bored now at Inter. Do you know what I mean? He's winning too much over there. So, you know, maybe he wants a new challenge, a new just something new to do. So I'd throw everything at him. He'd be my man. But again, that's something where INEOS should be, that's where they should be aiming for a top tier, top caliber manager, not someone like Kieran McKenna or Zerbi or Southgate. I mean, what we're talking about, Southgate, this madness that we've been linked to him for the last 6-9 months. What we're talking about?
Would you take Xavi?
No. I don't think he's good enough. The one for me, I've got his going Juve. It was Thiago Motta. I think he could be.
Motta.
What he's done with Bologna is unbelievable, and that's the problem with Italian managers. The great ones, like Ancelotti, is a different kettle of fish. But you see him now. I think they're very happy to stay in Serie A. Serie A is starting to become one of the big leagues again, doing really well. You know, Inzaghi's just won the league. He's got to be Champions League.
You know what's mad?
Then Fonseca's going to ACA. It's a league that's cooking with good teams, and Juve will be back challenging. And listen,
can I ask you a question? If you know what's mad here, this is why it gets a bit mad here. You sack Ten Hag here, you get a manager in here, and he doesn't do well. You've got a better chance of getting a new manager in 2025. Yeah, that's probably decent. You got like Carlo Ancelotti, Nagelsmann might be available. The managers could be available. Like this summer, it's just been so kind of like mad here. Managers hopping around and whatnot, and then obviously they're just looking for the perfect kind of job. You know what I mean?
I don't know. City next summer, though, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? Who are City going to be looking at next summer?
Potentially, I think the Girona manager, they'll get the Girona manager.
Bro, he's good, you know, that guy, man. Do you watch Girona, by the way? Do you watch Girona?
He already cooked 7-0 today.
That's what I'm saying.
Yesterday.
He was watching it yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
He'll be going to City. That's. I think that'll be nailed on, to be honest with you. And you know, we don't know what'll happen, and everyone, like people in the chat before, say, yeah, but we'll get out this cycle of sacking managers, and you don't know if the new one comes in, how Joe is going to be good. We don't. But what I do know is I don't want to see what's happened this season happen again, which could happen under this manager. Because if things don't go his way, he jumps off the cliff. We've seen it all season long. You can't turn around and say, oh yeah, but we won't have a season like that again. How do you know? The players he might be shit. The players we've got might have a terrible season again. We know it's not out of the realms of possibility for Rashford to have a bad season, to Bruno to go missing and not play well. But the team to
Bruno might not stay, man. You never know, man.
Well, it is what it is. And I think if he did go, we'd be worse for it. And I don't think we'd replace him anyway. So we were left with Mason Mount, and I don't trust him anyway. So
Mason Mount.
I think at this moment in time, I'd rather take a chance. I'd rather take a chance on someone new, but it has to be someone with a bit of quality and a bit of, you know,
some
personality.
It's just pedigree.
Charisma. I want charisma. I want energy. Do you know what I mean? Look at Ten Hag, just dead manager.
That's what you know, that Andy Mitten, he said, he was watching his thing, he said, that if he was to stay next year, he needs a bit more charisma because he's a bit dull, basically. He was kind of like saying that he needs to be a bit more charismatic and that.
It's like he just walking around just soulless. There's no expressions. There's no personality. Like even if he's angry or happy, he sounds the same. He looks the same. There's no.
He can't dress himself. Do you know what I mean? How many times he comes out with a fit? You know what I'm saying? How many times you looked at him for that? Come on, you're representing United here. Do you know what I mean? You got nothing. What's going on?
Nah, I think if you listen, man, it's one of them where.
The manager, like Double A just mentioned there in regards to the the next manager might not work. Cool. We can't be a sacking club, but we are one of those clubs.
I was going to say, he's probably got the most charisma out of the whole lot. I like Thomas Frank the way he's kind of is and that, but then, like I said, you know what it is with Thomas Frank here? He's good for where his environment is right now. Like, he's good where he knows the fans are expectations. They know what he's about. Top 10. you know what I mean, he can play good football, but at the same time, when he needs to go knock it long and fucking, you know what I mean, get it, he can do both, innit? And you don't have to win every single game. You know what I mean? You can turn it around. If Brentford stay up every year, they won't be telling Thomas Frank, get him out. Because Brentford, it's like a fairy tale story. You know what I mean? At the same time, you know, I don't think it's the level of Man United. But then again, I'm like, right now, when I look at the managers, it's like
it is very few and far
yeah.
between. And you're looking for a manager you bring in.
People are sleeping. What are you trying to say, Crunking? Are you saying people are sleeping on Thomas Frank? Are you saying?
Yeah, I think you're looking for a manager to excel and be better than general consensus than people expected. Like, for instance, with Arteta, yeah, he shouldn't still be in Arsenal, but he's better than we expected. I think Manchester United may have to go and find a manager like that, but one who is good enough to get over the line, which Arteta is, as we can see, can't when it comes to, in particular, the Premier League. But yeah, that's what it is. This whole thing of, to let people know again, big bombshell, another one. Manchester United are a sacking club. Go and check our history.
Yeah.
We are a sacking. Since Fergie left in the last 11 years, how many managers we had, including interims?
But the argument is, that they're saying the book has to stop. But I'm like, why does it have to stop now when we've got new people in charge?
That's when you get success. That's when it starts. You don't stop when you're unsuccessful. You change it until you're successful.
Yes,
when the manager comes in and does well and is progressing year on year and he's challenging and winning things. Yes, he's winning things, but we could be further away from the top of the league if you try. We could be further away. But for us, this is the worst it's ever been. So you do change it until it starts to work. It's ridiculous.
Road to success, like Double A just mentioned there.
But they sacked man, INEOS.
That's the road. Sack man. Any successful, look at the most successful clubs in the last 10 years, they would have sacked multiple managers. How many managers have Real Madrid had in the last 10 years? How many managers have Bayern Munich had, etc.? City had the exception to 10 in 10. And look at the success they've had. You sack managers.
You know what it is, though? The problem is, we've got one manager who's our greatest ever manager, and people are using that as like.
He was a miracle. He was a miracle. That we forget about that. Do you know what I mean? He was an anomaly.
It will never happen again.
And it hasn't happened anywhere else across the leagues in any world football ever.
Ten Hag
I had to say, I was watching on Friday, Ash, and you raised that good point about big clubs that sack managers, and everyone was trying to jump on you saying, no, because Pep and Klopp, look at those two. They are generational coaches that don't come around every often. We have to look for the next one. Ten Hag is not that manager. He's not at the level of a Pep or a Klopp. He's not going to be successful like them. And we have to look for, if you're going to do it, you have to look for the manager that is. And if you don't, you move them on and then you keep looking until you do. And he was talking about Zidane and all this, and Bayern Munich shouldn't be a club you look at because their league's dusted. But when They do what's right every single time, and that's why they're successful, regardless of what it is. They do the right thing. Yes, the Bundesliga might be a farmers' league, and they win it all the time. But if the manager's not doing the right things to get them to where they want to be, they get rid of him. And listen, they thought they had the generational manager in Nagelsmann, and they got rid of him pretty quick for whatever reason. So let's not pretend like these big clubs aren't big clubs still, and they don't get rid of managers when it's not right, because Ancelotti is one of the best managers in history, and he's getting things right. Zidane was brilliant for him at the same time, even though people didn't see that. But clubs will get rid of a manager when it's not working. Emery was meant to come into Arsenal and be amazing. It didn't even last the whole season. So you can't start picking and choosing what big clubs do well and don't do well in sacking managers, because they've all got a history of doing it. We were just looking at it.
Man.
We had a manager for 26 years, which is
Pep leaves
a long time.
If Pep leaves next summer, Arteta will be the longest serving manager in the Premier League. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that right?
With one trophy. Brilliant, yeah.
With one trophy. Yeah, I think, if Pep Guardiola leaves,
crazy.
I'm sure
it's not even his trophy, really, for being honest, even.
Am I right or wrong? Is there anyone else?
Conveyor belt, and I'm trying to think. Double-A's point, because you made some great points there in regards to people say, Bayern Munich can say, the league's dusted. It's a farmers' league. Bayern Munich win it all the time. What is City doing to the Premier League? What's the Premier League?
Yeah,
exactly. What are we talking about here? Yeah. Like, what are we doing? Man.
Big up Lex, big up the dog with a cap on. Bro, Inzaghi, even Inter fans don't rate him like that. And Ranieri, everyone knows it was down to Craig Shakespeare, not Ranieri for Leicester. Nah, listen, Lex, where are you hearing that from, bro? Come on, man.
Come on,
Inzaghi's done a lot, man. That's been very disingenuous to Inzaghi.
Have you seen this Inzaghi squad? It's full of bums, you know what I mean? Full of former players. Mkhitaryan and Darmian and, do you know what I mean? All of our old players.
Could you imagine Ten Hag with that squad? We'd be relegated. Could you imagine? We'd be relegated, mate.
Come on, man.
Don't start that.
Big up Lex, man. But come on,
go
man.
go look at that squad. Go look at that squad and you change your mind. Do you know what I mean? You're talking nonsense there. That's madness.
Yeah, man gave Craig Shakespeare credit, you know. Listen, he was a coach there, but also, man, Ranieri did something that was amazing, man. You know what I mean? Like, give him credit, man. Ranieri.
Before that, Saeed, they'd gone through like 5 managers in 5 seasons. Do you know what I mean? They'd rinsed through the managers into as well until they found Simeone, and then they was like, okay, this guy's turning it around. We're gonna back him. Course, and that's what you do. You saw it at Chelsea under Abramovich. The reason why Abramovich was so successful at Chelsea was because he had the managers accountable for themselves and players being held accountable for themselves, because they knew if they weren't performing, they were out. Not none of this, oh, well, they've got 3 years to perform. Marcus Rashford, Ten Hag this season saying that it's okay, Marcus, we don't need you to perform because we know at some point you will perform, so you'll still be in the team anyway. We'll still keep playing you anyway. What kind of mentality is that? Like it'll be okay to play average for 5 or 6 games and you still get in your position. It's madness, and that shouldn't be the case with a manager, with the players, with anyone, the staff, nobody. You should on a game, well, not game by game basis, but on little chunks of games. Do you know what I mean? And it's madness, this idea that managers need 2, 3, 4 years, because it's an anomaly. It's not the norm. The successful model is you know get. Go on, sorry, sir.
Sorry to cut you off. I think for me, 1 year you get to bed in your squad. You get to acclimatize yourself. The second year, I then look at if you're doing things that I'm like, they're very, very alarming. Like, I mean, you're getting battered week in, week out. You know what I mean? I start to look at little certain things that I never looked at in the first year. And then by the end of it, you're kind of like, ooh, third year, should we sack him now or should we give him 1 more year? Like, what's he done? Like that second year should be a year of okay.
3 transfer windows. 3 transfer windows. The summer where you come, the January, and then the next summer. You've got enough movement there to bring in enough players and get rid of enough players to then start seeing progress, start seeing movement within your team. If you're not seeing it after 3 transfer windows, Ten Hag's on his 4th now, and the players that he's brought in, we've seen there've been mistakes. The majority of them, the players that he's got out, he's not been able to get the players out that, and players that he wanted out, they've somehow become like staples in the team. It's madness. So yeah, 3 windows. That should be it. That's all you should be looking at. You got plenty enough time to be able to adjust your squad and make a difference and impact your playing style within the dressing room and on the football field. It's this idea of 2, 3, 4 years for managers. It's madness. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen across world football. You look at France, you look at Spain, Italy, Germany. You look at all the top teams. Nobody's getting 2, 3 years. Sarri comes in. It took him 2 years. Inzaghi. You look at the majority. Ancelotti.
Ange, he's a 1 year, and you know how he got Spurs playing how they played. What you can say what you want about him, but this whole he needs a 3rd year to start really implementing it is fucking bollocks. Because I said it earlier in the show, we didn't see anything in pre-season to show that this manager had a plan for us, because we didn't play anything like we did when the season actually started. And from minute 1 of game 1 against Wolves, that was the story of our season. We get battered every game. This is why we need low-key Arteta to get sacked next summer, man. Because then the rest of
City next summer.
Arteta needs to get sacked next summer. Because what will happen is they'll be like, yo, but Arteta's got given time. And now I need this guy gone, man. Because what people are using now is that Arteta. Because if Arteta goes then that means then the longest-serving manager, if Pep and Arteta leave at the same time, will be who? Will be what? I don't even know.
Frank
or Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe, yeah, it would probably be Eddie Howe or Frank. Because then what will happen is, there'll be no long-term manager anymore that'll be given 5 years, and then we'll be like, yo, cool. Everyone's on short-term contracts now.
You know what them people will then do? They'll just They'll just use a manager from another league. Oh well, such and such didn't do it. They'll always find an excuse, man.
Nah, because you know what it is? I'm sick of this but this club has given time. I'm like, we're not Arsenal, man. We're not Arsenal. That's Arsenal. If Edu, let what Edu's doing, he's doing whatever over there, yeah? That's cool. But we're not Arsenal. Let's stop copying their model or whatever they're doing, yeah? Let's just copy what our model is, and we know what our model is.
The thing is, Saeed, like people go on about clubs of no they don't respect it, or they don't want processes anymore. They don't want to build them with a manager. But there's a perfect example happening right now, and we're linked with him. McKenna's gone into Ipswich. 2 seasons, he's leaving because he's got a bigger offer. So if a manager's well in Manchester United and Real Madrid come calling, if he's not English, more often than not, he's probably going to go. If Barcelona come calling, more often than not, he's probably going to go. So it works both ways. Managers, you'd think, for me, McKenna would have that season, 1 season in the Premier League with Ipswich. I've got him from League One up to the Premier League. Let's have this 1 season, see what I can do with this team. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. Because, like I said the other day to you, Saeed, if you get sacked from the Premier League now, you could get the buying job. So it's not always doom and gloom if you get sacked from the Premier, relegated from the Premier League now. So managers are just the same. Managers looking out for themselves, and if they do well for a club, couple of cups, big club, Ten Hag apparently turned down Bayern because he wants to stick with United, because even he had a chance to go to Bayern. So, it's clubs and fans should be looking after themselves more. If a manager isn't part of the process, isn't part of the vision of the club, and isn't doing what the vision wants to do, then he needs to go. 2 seasons is enough for you to know. Year 3, he's probably not going to be no different than year 2, or it may improve a little bit, but I don't see us going from where we are now to winning the league next season. And in year 3, for me, we should be even closer.
Challenging. After me, year 3, you should be challenging for the league, man.
McKenna didn't need 3 seasons. McKenna didn't need 3 seasons at Ipswich. Do you know what I mean? It's this idea. No. You go look at the list of managers that have won Premier Leagues and go see how long did they have the club before they won the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? This idea that you need 3-4 seasons, it's madness.
Please soundbite, man. Seriously.
The man's not listening to. He's not listening to us. Like, yes, we've been rinsing and repeating.
He's sacking those flawless, isn't it? They all needed sacking, those men. Those men who came before who've been doing it. They needed sacking. It wasn't like, it was a big mistake. They went on to do great things. Mourinho, what's he gone on to do? LVG, what's he gone on to do? Moyes, what's he gone on to do? Like, what we're talking about?
Yes. But also, that's where it is. Man, don't be listening. He said that you're listening to yourselves. You ain't listening to us. Like, that's what it is. You said it's been rinse and repeat for a decade, and you continue to rinse and repeat until you get to where you need to go to. So,
bro,
10 years from
rinse and repeat. You know that one's there.
It's rinse and repeat.
Reload. You know what I mean? You know when you tell your favorite DJ to reload that tune, man.
Yeah, reload that, jack that.
Reload, man.
Like, 100%. Like, reload.
Come
that,
on.
Like, yes. Like,
you know what I mean? Big up Adiwal. Why do United fans want McKenna but don't want Zerbi? Doesn't make any sense to me. Before I'm gonna ask that obviously to Double A, because that's his favorite guy, Zerbi. Let me ask you a question here. Let me ask you a question.
Am I catching strays there, bro?
No, but you know what it is, because I will get onto that as well. But like for me, I think we should be challenging our 3rd year, and why we shouldn't be challenging, just because there's a process here. I don't give a shit, man. In your 3rd year, you should be challenging. For me personally, but then the manager said we're targeting top 4 already. The guy said already, Did you not see his interview? He goes, "Nah, it's top 4, man. It's top 4. It's top 4." I said, "Bro, bullshit, man. Go and challenge." I'm not saying, by the way, that Man United are in a position to challenge, but by the 3rd year, we should have been in a position to challenge for the league. You should be. And I'm like, again, by the way, challenge means as well that you go to a certain distance and you may tail off. I'm just saying, you look towards the team and be like, you know what? Right, let's be having you.
Considering in the manager's first season, we was legit there at the top of the table. I think it was the end of February, start of March, shows that we should have challenged him by the 3rd season. Considering he was there for halfway in the 1st season, means that that's not outrageous to ask for. That's basics. We didn't say win. We just said challenge. We're just saying compete. Like, people don't want improvement. I don't understand it. Backing a manager because he was clearly not good enough because we don't know what's in the future. Right, so be it. Rinse and repeat. Yes.
He said top 4 without injuries. Now listen, and by the way, I'm not saying Ace. I'm not saying next season Ten Hag should be challenging for the league. I'm saying by the 3rd year, you know what I mean? I don't want to be hearing top 4 talk again. No. Like, you know what I mean, bro, guys, man. Like, I don't, because what's 4th year? What's 4th year then? What's 4th year?
Was it Saturday morning? That interview came out with a Dutch outlet and all that, and he was lowering the standards, and I called it out, and people say, no, he's not. When he's coming out saying, "Oh, fans expect to win every game," absolutely, I expect to win every single game.
Yeah, he said that.
And they want to win. They want to win the league and challenge it and all this. Like, really lowering the standards. And like, yeah, absolutely, I want to win every single game because that's what football is about. you expect to win every single game, and especially at Manchester United, because. And I'm not having this about, oh, you need to realise where you are. We should go into every game and we shouldn't be expected, like we have done all season, to get rolled over and be second best at every single thing. Yes, we're going to go up against teams where we might not win, but I still expect us to win. How many of us, hand on heart yesterday, thought we was going to win? And when has that ever been the case against Manchester City? It should not be like that. It should be nowhere near that. And, you know, I did something in the week with a lot of City fans, and how the tide has turned, and we have become, I say it, we're their little brothers, mate, because they're so confident against us. They don't even see us as a threat. And now that to me is the saddest thing I could actually say as a Manchester United fan, that City don't even see us as a threat. They were so confident going down there yesterday, and that team ever since the 6-1, Manchester City as the players. Don't fear Manchester United at all. They never go into a game worried, because United are shit scared of them because of that beating at Old Trafford. But for us to sit here and actually say that, and for me to be true, again, it comes from the Glazers, but it's a sad indictment of how far this club has fallen. And what I won't do is allow our managers to further lower the standards for me, because yes, I want to win every single game, regardless of who it is, where we're playing, where it is, what it's for. I want Manchester United to come out on top. And if you ain't doing that yourself, get the fuck out.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, man, I'm not saying, like I said to you guys, I don't know, because for me, it just feels like it's going to be the top 4 rhetoric, innit? Season in, season out. You got to go over that hurdle, you know? You got to challenge, man. You know what I'm saying to you? So I look at it, like I said to you, win the trophies along the way. I'm not saying this. By the way, we're not doing it Arsenal, by the way, again. And again, I want to make it clear, we're not doing no Arsenal where we dismiss other trophies. I'm saying win the trophies along the way, but also look like you're competing and challenging for the league. You're looking like, you know what? We're just not far away. We're not 30 points. How many points did we finish behind City this season? Let me look at the Premier League team.
Too friggin' many.
Yeah, do we have to talk about it? Do you know what I mean?
No,
well, you know what? I respect Postecoglou coming out at the start of the season when he was asked where do you want to finish. He says, "Well, I don't think about finishing 4th or 6th or anything. I think about finishing first. That's all I've got my mindset on. Do you know what I mean? I want to win as many games as possible and be there. Do you know what I mean? And worry about it when we get close. And you respect a manager who's kind of dreaming big. You don't want a manager saying we're going to settle for 4th. And next season, if we do get Ten Hag, what's he going to say? 29. Oh yeah, but we had Europa. Oh, but Europa on Thursday nights. We have." It's madness. It's excuses, and I don't want a manager who's full of them.
So 31 points, yeah, finished behind this season behind Thingy. So last season we finished. That wasn't too bad last season, to be fair. You know what I mean? So again, he could do it in the first season, but then he can't do it in the second season. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy, but he still finished 15.
Double the points behind them.
Yeah, and then you got the season before that. Obviously, we were a million miles away from them. You know what I mean? So, and then the season before that, we actually came second. You know,
the goals for 20 more goals.
Yeah. And then the season before that, we finished 3rd. They finished on 99 points. We won 66. So again, 30 odd points behind them.
That was COVID, man.
We were 66. So when I say, guys, trying to compete, I'm saying, guys, trying to narrow the gap, get closer and closer. That's what I want to do. Again, it might sound like, but if you're not winning it, what's the point? I'm just saying, look like you're trying to, like if you say the words compete rather than say the words of top 4, like which one's like lowering the standards? Like you're trying to compete versus lowering,
where you're aiming, innit? It's like where you're aiming here or you're aiming here. Like where you're aiming, of course, it's.
United should never look to finish outside the top 3. So you talking about top 4 for me is already you acting like a loser.
Yeah, it's crazy. Big Adewale says, why aren't we looking at Xavi? If we get McKenna or Southgate, he's man serious about project.
Because he's shit. That's not.
No, you know what? I disagree. You don't become shit by winning the La Liga.
I don't think. Yeah, but Ranieri won the league. Would you have him at United?
No. I would have him like 20 years ago when he was at Chelsea. And
okay, Sarri didn't win the league. But Conte won the league. Would you have Conte?
I did want him when it was Ollie was here. Yeah.
Would you have him now though?
No, I wouldn't have him now. No.
And you seen what he's doing at Barca as well, Xavi. Yeah, like he's not going down well. What he's done to Victor Roque as well, mate. Like He's not coming out. He's not coming away from Barca with a good reputation for me personally. I wouldn't have him anywhere near.
Yeah, they want another Arteta. Adewale, man. They're looking for another Arteta, man. You know what's there. Now, be honest here, guys. Yeah, if we do get Kieran McKenna, yeah, what are your expectations?
No expectations, because I know they're not a serious institution.
Yeah,
I know you're not
flawless, yo.
Hope to stay in the league. You know,
I'm gonna laugh, man. I swear. If we get Kieran McKenna, I'm just gonna laugh, man. I swear.
Because I've got so many questions that I have about INEOS and this managerial appointment. Whoever it is, if they do sack Ten Hag, tells me everything I need to know. If we sack Ten Hag,
seriously, we can't get Kieran McKenna, man.
Alongside Omar Barado, Dan Ashworth, etc., etc.
Man said finish club. He didn't even say to me where you're gonna, bro.
My expectations is, we finished as
Kieran McKenna's at the wheel. Tell me how good. That'll be the same vibes. I swear down. It'll be Kieran McKenna at the wheel, man. But you know what it was? If we get him, I swear down, I'm not even gonna be angry. I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna be like, you know, when you're laughing through the pain. What's that picture where you're just laughing through the pain, bro?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, with a smile and the cries behind.
Yeah, I'll be crying behind you, but I'll be smiling in front.
Bro, I'm going to Old Trafford every game with a flawless mask on and just sit there like,
yo,
not even me sitting here. It's flawless, bro. Do you know what I'm
because
saying?
you know what will happen then? You know what will happen then? It will be, but guys, he's a young manager. Give him time. Yeah. Why are you being harsh on him, guys? That's what it'll be. Gaslighting. It'll be. Come on, guys. He's a young manager.
McTominay's an academy product. Do you know what I mean? That's why he loves him so much. And Maguire is English.
Yo, you know? I saw the best tweet about McTominay yesterday, saying he's 28 this year and he still doesn't know how much power to put on a pass. Like, because he just levers the ball too out, or he don't put enough pace on it. Bro, he's a terrible footballer.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
can't go a show without saying that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts, man. Yeah, I mean, Conte, Tuchel, Jose, and Ten Hag all won much trophies against Pep. They've proven they could get over the line. Why do so many people dismiss them for losers who've never beaten Pep to a trophy? You know what it is, Lee? Yeah, my thing is with the Conte thing. I just don't think United at this time right now need Antonio Conte, a decisive figure who, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just, for me personally, would rather look towards a manager who is going to establish an identity, and then in a year's time, I know he's going to be ready to be whatever's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I know, give De Zerbi the power. I'm telling you guys now, he will get United to be serious, man. And I know people say, oh, Saeed, what's he shown? But I genuinely think the football he plays, I swear down, we're going to be serious, man. Serious.
Who's this you talking
about?
Tuchel,
Saeed.
Did you say De Zerbi?
Yes, De Zerbi over Tuchel. Yes.
The thing is, it's De Zerbi's not ideal, but I can see the pros as to why I wouldn't personally go out and be like, yes, go and get me De Zerbi. But if we get him, I'm not just like, it's a write-off. I'll be like, okay, I can see a plan. I look at De Zerbi and Tuchel, not in regards to them being on the same level, but in regards for this job. Neither of them are my first choices. I'd rather neither of them. But if we were to go get Tuchel, I see the positives. I also, if we were to go get De Zerbi,
yeah, 100%.
I don't look at it like a Southgate. I don't look at it like a McKenna. I don't look at it as a Potter where they're just big no-goes for me. I think they're just like, I'm signing out for the whole INEOS reign because you might are not serious. But De Zerbi or Tuchel, I get it, because De Zerbi fits what we've been talking about in regards to clear style of play. So it's like, all right, go and identify what that is, but stick with that. That's my main thing. If you go and get De Zerbi, make sure the next manager after him, if it doesn't work out, plays football similar to De Zerbi, and you can use the same players, and it proceeds that way. But yeah, we'll see.
And listen, I got it wrong, so hold that knee. You know what I mean? People get things wrong. You think that Ten Hag's the guy, but one thing Ten Hag did though was that he said, "My principles go out the window."
And
he didn't want to play the football.
There's nothing wrong with that. He had a decent resume. We needed a manager.
Yep.
We got Ten Hag in. You know what I'm saying? Same way when you met that girl for the first time, you thought she was going to be the love of your life. You know what I'm saying? You thought you was going to get married and have kids. And then 6 months down the line, you find out she's a crazy dickhead. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You call things wrong. You just keep it stepping. It's really not that big of an issue. It's really not that big of an issue.
Yo, that point there from Lee about he said he don't care for. Didn't Ollie say the same thing?
Yeah, Ollie did say that, and that is.
What did he say? What did he say?
That he don't care for trophies. Do you know what I mean? It's
that is right. Ollie said that as well, man.
Well, how is Ollie going to Solskjaer say that person who won multiple trophies at Manchester United, even thinking that that's a thing that would endear himself to Manchester United?
Trophy for the egos, isn't it?
He lost his head, didn't he?
It's not, is it? It's not about the ego. The whole fucking point of the game. You fucking Jesus Christ.
But you know what it is? Yeah, this is the problem.
He won the treble as well. That's the craziest part.
Bro,
Yeah.
so many
I don't think,
trophies.
yeah. INEOS have not got in their mind to bring a Conte. Conte's going to Napoli, by the way. He's on his way to Napoli. Who else is available? Diego Simeone's got a big contract. See you later. He's not going to leave in that contract. And they're the kind of two man. And Allegri's going to Saudi Arabia, apparently. So they're all going. They're the kind of managers that you would say.
Allegri's done anyway, bro. Like that last season with Juve, he's done, mate.
Yeah.
Like, listen, if it's Zerbi, I think, you know, it is what it is. I think that you look at that first season, he looked fantastic, didn't he? And we saw, you know, the potential there this season. And then people are trying to say, Dan, this is what I couldn't understand the other day. And I think they said it on the Friday show with you guys. Like, again, it's all about how him losing McAllister and Caicedo turned their whole season to shit. Doesn't wash with me. It doesn't work. Like, he had good enough players there to do better than what they've done. So don't start saying because he lost them two players. And if they didn't go and replace them properly, then that's on them. And it's working with what you got. I can't hear Caicedo and McAllister going is the reason why Brighton was shit this season. I'm sorry. He could have done better. But, you know, I think of that list, if it's him, I'd be a lot happier than if it's Frank, McKenna or anyone else, really.
Yeah. If the Zerbi comes in, we need 2 centre-backs and 3 midfielders who could actually play football. I think for me, getting rid of players is going to be more, but equally as important as you know, signing players. But yeah, 2 centre-backs. I mean, I can't lie, man. The market is not marketing this year, man. I don't know what it is a bit. You know what I mean, guys, man? The market's not really giving me like, yo, go and get me this player. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I hear you.
I don't know, man. You know, it's like, has this market really kind of inspired you to go and buy someone? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. It just feels a bit like.
No, but again, this is now on the recruitment team. That's what they're paid to do. You know what I'm saying? They're paid to go and locate and find players that are needed, required for whatever style. Because that whole
at least that's it that I'm looking at.
Whatever. Okay.
Did you see that do it?
Let's say
I heard about that.
Let's say hypothetically, Ten Hag stays. We still need 2 centre backs.
Yeah, I know.
We still need players regardless of who the manager is. Like, it doesn't matter. But yeah, all right.
Toby said,
I saw that Dewey kid that they was talking about. He don't even look. He don't look anything special. I mean, I was watching the highlights.
But they're saying he's a generational talent. What I'm hearing, you know. What I
mean? you watch the videos of him, and he's not a generational talent. It's madness. The quality's just not there.
I don't know what generational talent is nowadays, man. You know what I mean? Everything's a generational talent now, man. So that word's been overused too much for me, man. I mean, Toby, big up Toby, said, nah, come on, context, come on, lads. What can Zerbi win at Brighton? He said nothing wrong. He'll know he can't say that at United. That's what I'm saying. Context is applied. Like, he probably said that in a situation where he thought Brighton's more of a club that need to produce, you know, players and work in a way where we're efficient and we become like a top 6 team, top 7 team, you know. But at United, he could never dare say that. Are you mad? If he said that, mate, he should be sacked out the door, man. Are you mad? But I think there was context as to what he was trying to say. You know what I mean? And Zerbi finished in 3rd highest place in Brighton's history this season. They were happy, very happy. Plus, they had Europe with that small squad.
That's why I hear the criticisms of him, but I also understand what club he's at and the players he's dealing with, etc. And that's why I'm not like I said, I'm not totally against it. If the Zerbi is not a write-off.
What about Poch? Did we talk about Poch?
I know he wanted to entertain it, mate.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely not. Why do we want? He just failed at Chelsea. Why should we go and get him?
Bro, we did talk about it because I said, you know, people talk about, oh, he's been at the wrong clubs. Look at how toxic PSG and Chelsea are. United are just as bad. Do you know what I mean? Just one thing to the chat. I'm not saying people got confused what I was saying about losing. I wasn't saying the reason why Zerbi's done bad was because he's lost McAllister and Thingy. By the way, that's what other people are saying. I was saying whatever they were putting it down to that, saying because he's lost them two is the reason why they've been bad this season. I know that's not the reason. So if people are getting confused with what I'm saying, that's not what I said. So.
I worry about the lack of his goals. Like, look at the goals in his team, and he's got decent players there in Ferguson and Pedro and stuff. And they've scored less goals than us this season, and we were awful scoring goals. So, yeah, I mean that is a worry in itself. You know, when you compare him to someone like a Tuchel, who generally, you know, Can get a goal.
Tuchel is the one that looks like he wants the job the most. Like, you know what I mean? He looks like he's begging for the job.
Of course he does.
You know what I mean? He's doing the most for the job. He's like getting his agents out there, putting out several reports. He looks like he's probably wants the job the most. Like, Poch might just stick around for a little bit, do a few bits and bobs here and there, come back in a year's time. But Tuchel, he's gone from job to job. He's gone from Dortmund to PSG to Chelsea in a space of like 6-7 years, like all together though, like bang, bang, bang. Not really kind of like had a break. He's not really had a break.
So can I ask you, in an ideal scenario, who would you go for if like almost all options were available? Who would be your man?
So out of the list now, it would be De Zerbi first, Tuchel second, Poch third, and then Thomas Frank fourth, if that was it. And then obviously fifth, Kieran McKenna.
But then all options available. But all options available.
It was Hansi Flick and then Simone Inzaghi, but then obviously they're not going to come. So it wasn't going to be there, you know?
What are you saying, Flawless Double A? Who's the ideal?
Ideal for me was
me.
I was saying Flick, Amorim. They were the two for me. Flick and Amorim.
See, Amorim keeps coming up, and why can't we get Amorim? Do you know what I mean? It's madness that we can't go get Amorim.
My top three would have been Motta, Nagelsmann, and then Amorim and Inzaghi. It was Inzaghi, but I think I just know. I don't know.
Yeah, Flick, Amorim for me. I didn't even think about a third, but those two. Even though I thought for the vast majority of the season, Amorim wasn't available. It seemed he was going elsewhere. And Flick looks like he's going
as well. Yeah.
Nagelsmann would have been exciting, and being as young as he is, and that would have been exciting. Him or Amorim. The fact that we're talking about the Zerbi and McKenna and fucking Southgate, and do you know what I mean? What we're talking about is
Potter's the one for me, mate. Like Southgate and Potter, the two that make me think. And
I think that's harsh, man. Potter's not in the same. Potter's a bit higher level than Southgate. No, come on.
Mate, come on. He went to a big club and he shit the bed, didn't he? Like, for whatever reason.
But that's the club. That's the club. That's how they are.
Potter's definitely better than Southgate, but he's not good enough for Manchester United.
No.
Potter's better than Southgate, yes. Is he good enough for Manchester United? No. I don't think he is.
Yeah. Potter finished 9th with just 3 more points than deserved this season, and everyone praised him so much. Yeah. Listen, I think Potter, listen, he's a good manager, man. I saw what I saw at Brighton. I saw what I saw at Swansea. You know, I think he's a good manager, a coach, sorry. He's not a manager, he's a coach. I think he's a good coach. But again, he comes to a big club, the pressure got to him, and it is what it is.
The level's different. The level of
level's different.
Level of pressure.
Level's different. Come on, man. But who's to say that if he went to West Ham, he'd be getting them easy top 8, top 7, top 8.
He'll do well.
Yeah,
if you put him
do well there, man.
Brighton or West Ham, any of those clubs, he'll do absolutely fine. Yeah, but obviously at Manchester United, we're talking a whole different level of expectation where you're expected to win every game. Back to Double A's point about what he said about Ten Hag. But we'll see. Hey, INEOS, man, like I say, getting rid of the manager, job 1, job 2. Well, task 2, I should say. Locate and get the correct, not even locate, hire the correct coach, hire the correct manager. It's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Get rid of some of these players, do you know what I mean? Imagine he comes in, gets rid of Rashford, gets rid of McTominay, gets rid of Maguire, gets rid of a few of these boys. That would be exciting in itself. A refresh and a restart.
That's what needs to happen.
Would you keep Ten Hag if he does that?
No. You can go with him. You can go with him. Take him with you to your next club. Where you said you're going to go win trophies, these help you win trophies. Take him with you. There you go. Package deal to wherever he goes next.
Yeah, package deal, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, I mean, sort them all out, man. But either way, man, guys, man, it's going to be a very, very interesting summer, man. I'll be real with you guys, man. I mean,
Euros, mate. I'm just concentrating on the Euros now.
Enjoy the Euros, man. I'm enjoying the Euros fully.
Yeah, man.
Really enjoy the Euros, without doubt.
Yeah. Like I said, man, we'll see, man. We'll see. But like I said, this season, you know what I mean? People want to know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, man. Like, does he deserve one more year? Listen, I don't want people to be like, yo, Ten Hag out. Like, if you think, he should stay, let us know in the comments, man. You know what I mean? And let us know what you think, because at the end of the day, it's gonna be a mad. This week is gonna be basically where we're gonna see Man United in the next couple of years. Because, like Double A said, if they keep Ten Hag, they will have to give him a new contract. It just doesn't make sense why they would keep him. But if they sack him, We could be, bro. And Omar Barada's here, bro. I can't lie. I would be excited then, regardless again of who the manager is, because I then would know that what, they've sacked Ten Hag regardless of what the fans think, and they at least have a backbone. They at least have a, a thought process of what they are looking for, and they have at least some standards. And you can only go from there, because then that means then the next manager won't have the same kind of, like it'll be like, yeah, you go as well. So let's see.
It's got to be cutthroat without doubt. I know exactly what you're saying, and that's 100%. INEOS, you're on the clock now.
Yeah,
season's over now. We're on the clock.
100%. Listen, we're gonna wrap it up here, man. What a show, man, guys. It's been a good show. I don't know how many likes we're on right now, man. We've still got 1.5k in the building. Let me see how many likes we're on right now. 754. Do you reckon we could get to 1,000 likes, or is that too much?
Run up that likes, man. Run up that likes.
Easy.
Likes, boys. Come on.
Yeah, man.
Won the FA Cup. Come on. Get liking that.
Get them likes up to 1,000 likes, people, man. Expeditiously. We're gonna raid Flawless. I think you're live in it, Flawless, isn't it?
Yeah. Manchester United, Manchester City show. So myself and Vader. So we'll be talking obviously the FA Cup final. Also, there's news about Pep leaving as well. Hear his thoughts on that as well. So yeah, I'm big up, man. Make sure you.
The Yardman edition, isn't it? The Yardman.
No. The United City show from.
Okay, let me just check that right now. Okay.
Yeah. Switch that. The Yardman show is tomorrow for everyone locked in.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna send you there, people.
Show, yeah, appreciate.
Yeah. Nah, big up, man. Make sure you follow him. Big up Ash as always, man. Love for coming on, man.
Yeah, pleasure to be here, Saeed. I mean, you put on a good show as always, and to the boys, Flawless, Double A, and chat. A pleasure. FA Cup's feeling nice. Send us into summer with a good feeling. Hopefully a bit of change with INEOS and potential new management and players and stuff like that. So times are looking good. And I'm on holiday this week, so you won't see me next week.
Yeah.
On next week's show. So
Yeah,
so we'll have a good time with the kids and that's going to be fun. So yeah, but pleasure as always, boys.
Big up, man. Double A, man. Always a pleasure, man. Big up, man.
Yeah, bro. Appreciate you having me on as always. Best way to finish last start your week. And like yesterday, mate, absolutely buzzing for it, regardless of how shit we've been, regardless of how bad the manager's been, the players has been, and the mood around the club has been. There's nothing better to sign off the season than an FA Cup win for me. It's been a brilliant 24 hours, just soaking in that sort of success and everything like that, and it's always nice. So we move on now. It's like you act like a Fergie team in it. You've done that now. You get on, and it's looking forward to next season. But yeah, big up for everyone. The chat coming in and getting involved. Flawless, my hype man, Ash, my twin, and obviously the guy, the legend, Saeed, opening his channel to everyone, like I say, every single time. Make sure you have. Let's get him to 100k as soon as possible over the summer. Do you know what I mean?
How far are you off now, Saeed? How far are you off?
Well, I think we're currently on. Let me see now. We're on 93.8.
Yeah, you gonna get there, man. That's round the corner.
We're gonna get there. 93.7. So yeah, man.
Just to finish on that, probably be sound a little sad. I'm not even on 1,000 subscribers yet, guys. So if you go to FCAA, I dropped a video the other day on Friday where I rated or went through every single home shirt and decided who I will support during the Euros by picking the best home shirt. So it's a whole tournament. I speak about the shirts. Got some sick matchups on there. The first one, I'll give it you, is Germany versus England, the very first matchup. So it kicks off well. So yeah, go over there, go and check me out, go and subscribe. I'm thinking of doing a end of season review and just having a chat this week. So that might be a video that comes out this week. And I've got other stuff planned, a little bit different, not just talking about football, but looking at it in different ways and everything like that. So yeah, if you could go over and go and subscribe, I would absolutely love it. Like I say, I'm on about 330 or something mad like that. So you need to get me up there as quick as possible.
Come on, people.
If you obviously like the content that I'm providing. So yeah, big up to everyone. Hope you have a good week. And glory, Man United. Let's finish it there.
Yeah, big up, man. Make sure you follow people. The links are in the chats, man. Obviously, Ash Meppers as well. And obviously, Saeed TV, man. Let them know what you're doing as well, man.
Yeah, like I said, first and foremost, big up for having me on the channel, man. Thoroughly enjoyed the show as well. Shout out to Double A, Ash, each and every time as well. Big up the chat. Run up the likes here. Get Saeed to 100k as well. Again, it was good to do a show where we're actually talking positively, even though we went into the whole management thing in regards to winning the FA Cup. Still over the moon about that, regardless of the conversation, people. But the conversation gonna lead there. And unfortunately, it is what it is. But yeah, what I've got coming up on the channel, like I said, it's the Manchester United Manchester City show. Myself and Vader. So we'll be discussing not only the FA Cup final, also get his thoughts on Pep leaving or potentially leaving in 2025 as well, plus answering questions from the chat. Then following that, NBA playoffs people on the playback will follow that one. Is it 1 a.m.? Yeah, it's a 1 a.m. start. Game 3.
Who is it?
The Mavericks and the Timberwolves, game 3. Yeah. So obviously, the Mavs are up 2-0. So obviously the Timberwolves got to win this game 3. So yeah, get over to the playback for that, people. Get over to that. But big up for having me and subscribe.
Always, man. Always. Big up, people, man. I'll be back tomorrow, midday live. You know, the gang's going to be back tomorrow. And obviously, Straight Jacket podcast tomorrow as well, man. So, yeah, man. Make sure you don't find out. Could be, let me know, Monday morning. Bro, could be a madness, man. But like I said, go raid Flores' channel. 16 out of 10 raid. You know what it's about. If you don't know what 16 out of 10 is, I don't have the video anymore. But listen.
Oh, you don't have the video, bro.
Nah, I don't know where the video's gone. But listen, guys, 16 out of 10. Go raid it.